Hello and welcome to another Warp Foundry Battle Report. My name's Nathan and I'm here with Rich and Stuart, and we've got a bit of a weird one today. So Rich and Stuart are bringing their doubles tournament list. So the tournament is 2,000 points. Each one of them gets 1,000 points each. So Rich is bringing Imperial Fists and Stuart is bringing Thousand Suns. I am bringing my 2,000 points of Red Corsairs. So let's go ahead and get into the lists. Okay, so we have the unlikely allies in the Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns. So we'll go on to the Imperial Fist list first. Rich, what have you got?
So today I've brought with me Battalion Detachment. I have the Primaris Captain. He's going to be my Chapter Master.
So 2 CP.
Yes, I've had to pay 2 CP for that. He's got the Eye of Hypnoth as well. And also he's my Warlord and he has the Hand of Dorn, so which means before the battle starts I get to roll a dice and D3 for extra D3
command points.
Command points, yeah. So that's going to be pretty important because as it stands now I've paid also CP for the Siegebreaker Cohort. So that's at the moment I'm down on 5 CP. So
Okay.
hopefully getting 3 CP will be pretty mega.
What does your relic do?
So the Eye of Hypnoth, basically he gets to reroll any Imperial Fist unit within 6 inches of them gets to reroll.
It basically makes him a lieutenant as well.
Yeah, more or less. So next to him I've got the Primaris Chaplain. He's got the Litany of Hate one that's built in, which gives him reroll, hit roll, so attacks made with melee weapons, spell models, for any chapter units whilst they're within 6 inches of this model. And I've chosen the Catechism of Fire, so select one for any chapter unit within 6 inches of this model. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model in that unit, it gets closer to visible enemy unit to that model. Add 1 to the wound roll. So more likely, the Repulsor Executioner will be the unit that will be benefiting from that for obvious reasons. So that's my HQ units. Then I've got my 3 troops choices. I've got the Intercessor squads, 3 units of 5, and they're all kitted out with the Stalker bolt rifles. So obviously I'm going to be carrying out the Devastator Doctrine. So they'll be doing minus 3 flat 3 damage, which is
to vehicles, yeah,
to vehicles, yeah,
crazy,
which is pretty mental.
That combos quite well with the Chaplain as well.
Yeah,
because it's strength 4, isn't it?
Yeah, strength 4.
Yeah, so strength 4, but +1 to wound if you use the Litany, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and obviously they got 36-inch range on the Stalker bolt rifles, which is really huge as well. So they don't, essentially, in most cases they might not have to move too much, so they won't lose that sort of -1 to hit. And then obviously I've got each sergeant's equipped with a chainsword as well.
Okay.
So that's a free weapon to have. So why not have them on your sergeants?
Yeah, they get loads of attacks now because of shock assault. So
yeah. Next I've got 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts. Just basic. They got 2 twin heavy bolters, and obviously with the chapter tactic, doing extra hits and 6s for bolt weapons, that's going to be huge. One dreadnought will be doing 12 shots, potentially more because of that.
they BS2.
They are. Yeah, they are indeed.
Yeah.
So again, and they're 36-inch range, so hopefully I won't have to move them too much.
If you're shooting those at vehicles, it basically turns them into a Knight's Avenger Gatling cannon, because as Imperial Fists anyway, because it's 12 shots.
Yeah.
We're hitting on 2s, which is even better.
Yeah.
It's still only strength
5.
Still only strength 5, but you still got the option of giving them +1 to wound, and also strength 5 versus vehicles is not really
It's not the
strength 5 versus strength 6. Like it's quite big on planes and stuff like that. They're toughness 6.
Yeah.
But you're still going to be wounding stuff on 5s.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah,
and
even with an Avenger Gatling cannon, then it's flat 2 damage against a vehicle, so it's really good.
Yeah, and obviously because I'm running Devastator Doctrine, like goes up to -2, then flat 2 damage. And obviously, with the chaps, that's extra hits on 6, and also you've got the stratagems as well. That can the bolt. I think it's the bolt. I can't remember what it's called now. Bolted drill stratagem, which does this.
Is that
does
the
same.
Siegebreaker cohort?
The Siegebreaker cohort has that one as well, and there's a regular Space Marine stratagem that also does it. So there's a potential for one of these units to be getting. I think it's on 6s, so it will produce 3 extra hits.
Yeah.
So there is that chance of doing that, but that's quite expensive and
you haven't got
command
a lot of CP,
which I haven't got a lot of. So it's going to be whether I'm going to be doing that or not is a different scenario. And then lastly, but not least, I've got the Repulse Executioner. He's more or less kitted out with what you expect him to be kitted out with, to be honest. He's got the Heavy Laser Destroyer, and obviously, again, with the Devastator Doctrine, I mean, he's strength 10, that weapon's strength 10 anyway, but it's -4 as it stands. I mean, that goes into -5. Not like that's going to make a massive difference, because -4 is quite huge in itself. D6, then you've got the extra 1 damage on top of that. So potentially the minimum he could do is flat 4 damage, and then the maximum is flat 7. Oh, will be 7. Sorry. You know, and obviously he gets, if he doesn't move, I think it's if he doesn't move or moves half his,
shoots twice.
He gets to shoot twice. So
it's basically the same rule as William Russ. So
it's mega. And then he's got the Fraxel Grenade Launcher, Heavy Onslaught Gatling Cannon, Icarus Rocket Pod, Ironhell Heavy Stubber, Stormbolter, Twin Heavy Bolter, and the Twin Icarus Ironhell Heavy Stubber as well. So so what you see, what you get basically. So everybody knows about, well, most people know about executioners these days, especially if you're playing as Iron Hands.
There's a lot of I'm quite active on Instagram. There's a lot of people that ordered triple repulsor executioners, and then they posted up that they received them after the nerf. Yeah. And it's quite funny. There's so many people that received.
I can imagine a lot of people really weren't happy about that. No. And that's more or less it, really. It's for 1,000 points, you can't really fit in a great deal of fists. I know a lot of people might be watching this thinking, "Oh, where are the Centurion Devastators?" Like, I did think about bringing some, but if I was going to bring some, it would have been a unit. I would have been a max unit of 6, and that's 420 points in itself. And I just couldn't. I couldn't for 1,000 points. Imperial Fist, that's just too much to sort of commit to, because then I'll be quite sparse everywhere else. So I thought, even though the execution is quite expensive with points as well, I managed to be able to fit in a bit more variety. So
the other thing as well is that, like, with your list combination, like, you've got obviously 1,000 Suns, which aren't renowned for their ranged damage output. So I think, like, you could have maybe dropped the Executioner for some Centurions, but having the Executioner for, like, the dedicated anti-tank is pretty good. I think you've got the 2 Contemptors with twin heavy bolters.
Yeah, I know, they're going to be. So I think with Imperial Fist, I think now that new stuff's come out, you'd be mad not to just go pure bolter, to just go pure bolter list. I mean, I think that's their strength.
Drown stuff in way of fire, basically.
Yeah, more or less. It's just, if you just keep digging down some Centurion Devastators,
it's really good.
Days, So, and that's the list. And before we pass over to Stuart, I've never played Imperial Fist before. I've never actually played with an Imperium army before, so obviously this will be my first time running these guys out. So if I do make any mistakes, I'm sure you guys will let us know in the comments. But yeah, so this is my first time. Hopefully they'll do well. And they're newly painted models as well, so knowing my luck, it would be like new model syndrome. They'll probably like whiff the whole game, but we'll see. Anyway, that's my fists. My £1,000 points of worth of fists.
Cool, looks good. So we'll get over to the 1,000 Suns.
Okay, well, I also have taken a battalion detachment. My HQs are Araman up the top. Obviously, Araman is almost a always take.
Yeah, you'd be stupid not to take Araman.
3 casts, 3 denies, and he's not a pushover in combat.
Yeah.
So he's almost a guaranteed include.
And he is on the disc.
Yeah, and he is on the disc because the extra movement just really helps him get around and get to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Obviously giving off the reroll aura as well for ones again for everything else.
Mhm.
Then we have a Demon Prince of Tzeentch with wings. He is also my Warlord, and his Warlord trait will be High Magister, so he's getting a +1 to all of his casts and denies.
Okay,
And also the psychic powers they have. So Araman has Death Hex, Doombolt, and Prescience, and the Demon Prince has Diabolic Strength and Warp Time. Obviously, there's no. You almost have to take Demon Prince of Tzeentch. Like they're just too good to pass up as well.
Yeah, they
Especially
I'm
with
not because I've
double talons.
barely actually played Thousand Suns, but they get to cast 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cast 2, deny 1.
Yeah, Demon Princes are already really good anyway. Like they've got good combat output.
Especially
they're
with
really
the Hateful Assault now.
yeah
Double talons
yeah.
going in on a charge. 8 attacks.
8 attacks. Yeah. They're really fast, and with Tzeentch they cost 2 powers,
And have
they
the
know
4-up
2
invuln.
as well. Yeah, and 4-up invuln. So yeah, they're really good.
Then we have our troops choices. We have one squad of Rubric Marines, and they are 10 Rubrics and the Sorcerer, so 11 men in that squad.
Mhm.
And their psychic power is going to be Weaver of Fates.
Okay.
Then we have a big squad of 25 Zangors. Zangors are just too good to pass up now as well. Like they're probably one of the best melee units in Thousand Suns army, especially because they can just have so many guys. They can have the Horn, which I have got in the unit, so they get +1 to advance and charges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they have an invuln. They get 2 attacks each. I mean, what more do you want? They've got an AP on their melee weapons as well.
Yep, they're really good.
And then our last troops unit is the squad of 10 cultists, and they all have autoguns. It's obviously just a cheap filler unit.
Yep.
Then our elites, we have a Zangor Shaman, and his power is going to be the Glamour of Tzeentch, so he can give off on -1 to hit to someone. He also buffs up the Zangors, gives them an extra +1 to hit, so makes them hit on 2s in combat, which is insanely good, especially if one of the other HQs is nearby, so you can reroll all the 1s. And then our final unit, our heavy support, is the Mutilith Vortex of Mutilith Beast. Oh,
Mutilith Vortex.
Yeah.
Beast.
Mutilith Vortex Beast. There we go.
The Rainbow Beast.
Yes. You don't really see a lot of them, but I really like him. I think that in the right kind of list, he can do a lot of work for you. Obviously, they run the risk of just being shot off the table, but they're not easy to kill, I'd say, because they're toughness 7, 14 wounds with a 5-up invuln, and they just hand out buffs to all your other units, because you can either roll on their table and get 2 powers off, or you can pick one, such as AP -1 on the Zangors, so then that brings their weapons up to AP -2, or against things like Marines, you can give them an extra +1 strength, so they're strength 5, so they'll be wounding them on 3s. So I think he's got some utility, and hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're cheap as well. Would you
Only
say they were?
125
Yeah,
points.
125 points for something that can buff stuff in multiple situations, basically. So it was pretty good. And
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't realise how big they were.
No, that was the
I thought
surprising thing when I built it.
it was small.
It was actually surprising how many parts comes in as well. Like
Yeah, I
all
imagine.
of this, all the legs are like 3 parts,
Really?
and then the arms as well. The thing on his back, the vortex, goes into different pieces as well.
It's very cool. It reminds me of the Tyrannid.
Oh, the Harrispecs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get one.
No.
But no, I think he's very good. Obviously, like especially for Zangors, I think it's almost made for Zangors.
Yeah.
Because one of the other powers he can do is he gives a unit reroll charges.
Yeah, that's really good.
But then obviously, if you lose your Zangors and he's still around, him putting his buffs on things like Araman, give Araman another -1 because Araman's only -1 AP normally, but taking him to -2 just makes him a bit more scary because he's flat free on all of his attacks.
Or even the rubrics with
Or the Demon Prince
with
AP -3 talons.
Yeah. The rubrics, like
Or you take
making them strength 5 or giving them with hateful assault. How many are in your unit? 11.
11 total.
Yeah, so you'd be getting
12 attacks.
well,
normally.
no,
12 attacks normally, and then double that if they charge.
Yeah, so still 24 attacks.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Strength 5 if you buff them, or AP -1, whatever
AP
you need.
-1 on just regular attacks is not bad. Makes them equivalent of a Zangor, basically.
Yeah.
But no, obviously I love the rubrics. Like, I had to bring them. Never have a Thousand Suns army without rubrics.
They are very cool. They're probably one of the, apart from Khorne Berserkers, I've a soft spot in my heart for Khorne Berserkers, but they are really cool.
It will be interesting to see how these two sort of like complement each other, because obviously you got one side full of just backline, a gun line, firepower, and then you've got psychic shenanigans and a lot of
and
close combat,
it should be pretty good.
Yeah,
I've got a funny feeling how it's going to play is I'm just standing in front of you.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be a lot of you just like screening my vehicles so they don't get like so they don't get charged on or whatever. Well, not so much the repulsor because you can just fly out of it, but those dreadnoughts kind of need to stay out of combat.
They're still even Iron Hands dreadnoughts. They still suffer from being tagged.
Yeah, that's it. And then these aren't. They're only 10 wounds, 5+ in one. So
do they have a profile?
We'll
have a look at that.
I think they do.
So they degrade. They might. I
think I've still got it up. I'll just double check.
It's over 10 wounds or.
Yes, they do. Yeah, so down to so 6 to 10 wounds there in the high profile, 3 to 5 mid, and then last 2 wounds.
But these guys, they're kind of the same as Leviathans, because obviously Leviathans have brackets as well, but because they're already hitting on 2s, it like going down a bracket isn't really that, and especially with
with Chapter
Master as well.
Because it's the reroll hits. And for 122 points as well,
that's
for
super
what they
cheap.
could do, and I'm in a 2K list. I'm definitely going to run 3.
Yeah. It's like I said. How many points are they?
122. Just for the twin heavy bottle load out. 122.
It's 122 points against vehicles in Imperial Fists. 122 points for a Avenger Gatling cannon, basically hitting on 2s.
It's mega.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, 36-inch range.
Well, it's better because it's exploding hits as well, isn't it? So it's like endless fury.
Yeah, it is, more or less. So I'm interested to see I'm interested to see how all of this gets on, really, to be honest, because like you said, this is preparations. This will be the first time we've played this combination for in preparation for this tournament that we got coming up, which you're in as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be have a nice little insight to see how it goes. Hopefully it does well.
Yeah, I think it'd be all right. You've got effective parts from both sides of the melee and ranged coin, as it were. So you've got like the Zangors, which did you say you took Dark Matter Crystal on him?
No, he's got Helm of the Third Eye.
Okay, all right. So no Dark Matter Crystal. But still, you've got the Zangors, which are really good in combat, and they can tie stuff up a lot.
And if they want to deep strike, you can just pay
exactly
and do it.
Yeah.
And I find that's normally the better way.
I can't remember what the power's called to get a 1 free reroll. Did you take that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was looking at their powers, and I haven't actually maximised out on how many Psychers I've got in this list. So it was kind of powers are at a premium almost here.
Yeah.
So I needed to take the ones that you need to have happen, such as Warp Time and Diabolic Strength. Strength on the Prince is massive, and also on the Vortex Beast can make him pretty nasty because it takes him to Strength 9.
Is it +2 strength?
Yeah,
plus
2 strength
and
plus 1 attack.
Yeah.
And he basically has a version of a Stomp. So he's got 2 different attack profiles. One is just straight number of attacks, and the other one is free hit rolls for each attack.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Cool.
So,
Okay, cool. So that is the Imperial Fists and the Thousand Suns. We'll be back with my Red Corsairs coming up next. And it's my Red Corsairs. So this is 2,000 points of CSM, running all of them as Red Corsairs. I'm running 2 Supreme Commands, and I'm running 1 Battalion. Red Corsairs, for you guys out there that don't know, their Legion trait is characters, infantry, and hellbrutes can reroll advance. They can advance and charge, not reroll charges. Also, each Red Corsairs detachment gets +1 CP. So my 2 Supreme Command detachments are 2 CP instead of 1.
Yeah.
And also, if any detachment contains at least 3 units of Chaos Space Marines, then the actual units, Chaos Space Marines, you get another 3 CP.
Oh wow.
So the battalion's giving you 8.
Yeah, battalion's giving me 8, then I've got 2 for one Supreme Command, 2 for another, so that brings me up to 12, and then obviously Battleforge gives me 15 CP. And I don't know if we mentioned it in the last list, but the way that the tournament works is that each player with their 1,000 points, they both get Battleforged, so you guys are just both running battalions, aren't you?
Yeah,
so
both got 8.
so each person's got 8. We did another practice game, and the way that we played it, this was against me and my partner against someone that was playing 2,000 points against our 2 1,000 point lists. We gave him an extra 3 CP just to make it up. So I'm actually starting this game with 18, which is pretty good.
That's a lot of CP.
Stratagems.
Yeah. The only stratagem I really use is Demon Forged.
So you just
But it's
get
on
loads of
everything, so it's
CP
like,
rerolls.
so it's on shooting phase, Demon Forged, combat, Demon Forged, in your combat phase, Demon Forged, Overwatch, Demon Forged. So I'll start with my Supreme Command with my Warlord. I've got a Supreme Command of small characters, so I've got a Master of Possessions. He's my Warlord. His Warlord trait is Warp Lord, so I can reroll all rolls of a 1 on a psychic test, basically.
Oh, okay.
So just to mitigate his perils and also try to get some more powers off. His psychic powers are Cursed Earth, so +1 invulnerable save to demons within 6 inches. And also Sacrifice, which is a bit confusing to explain. So I believe it's 1 inch. It might be 3 though. But basically I pick a demon. It might be a demon engine actually. I pick a demon engine within 1 to 3 inches.
Yeah.
They take a mortal wound.
Okay.
And then I can heal another demon engine within 12, I believe it is, for D3.
Oh wow.
If the model that takes a mortal wound has the Warpsmith keyword, which the Discordants do, the model that I target heals flat 3. So
Okay, so that's a lot.
yeah, so it's a flat 3 heal basically.
That's really good, isn't it?
So those are his powers. He's just equipped with a staff and a bolter. Then I've got a Chaos Sorcerer with a jump pack. I believe he has a 4-staff and a combi bolter, but I'll double check that. It might just be a 4-staff and a bolt pistol. He has got jump pack, so 12-inch movement and fly. Just what I mentioned. Master of Possessions is Mark of Zeech, so I can cast another power and for CP and replace one of his powers. Same with the Chaos Sorcerer, he's Mark of Zeech as well. His powers are going to be Prescience and Warp Time, so +1 to hit and move again. Then I've got a Dark Apostle. I'm spending the 10 points to bring his 2, can't remember what they're called now, Acolytes I think, or something like that. But they basically give him +1 to use his prayers. His prayers, because he's Mark of Khorne, he gets the prayer that gives him extra strength, and also Benediction of Darkness is the one that I've picked, which is -1 to hit on a model that I pick.
Oh, okay. That's quite good then.
Yeah, these guys, they've got this weird, keyword and this weird ability where They don't have the character keyword, but they have an ability that makes them act as characters. So you can't shoot them unless they're closest, but you can do some weird stuff with them because they don't have the character keyword. They still block other characters, but you can't shoot at them, which is a bit weird.
It's
so
a bit strange.
yeah, so you can put them out in front, and they'll block, and they'll also not be able to be shot at as well. So you have to sometimes you can make people do these weird like movements to try and get around that. They don't have very good saves. I'm pretty sure they're like toughness 3. They don't even have a save, and they're only 1 wound save. But yeah, that's them. Then I'll go on to my next Supreme Command, which again obviously is Red Corsairs. I've got 3 Demon Princes. They're all exactly the same loadout apart from their marks and their psychic powers. So they've all got wings. They've all got warp bolters as well, which is 2 shots, strength 4, -2, flat 2 damage.
That's good.
I think it's 24-inch range on a warp bolter.
I think it is.
Yeah. So this is where the list gets a little bit complicated, and I like to call the list Rainbow Corsairs because from here on out, every single thing has a different mark, and it gets a bit complicated to play. So they've all got rubber bands on them for all the different colours of the marks that they are. So each of the Demon Princes has a different mark. So one of them is Mark of Zeech, one's Mark of Slaanesh, one's Mark of Nurgle. The Slaanesh Demon Prince has Weaver of Fates, so +1 invulnerable save to psychic power.
Zeech Demon Prince then.
Huh?
You said Slaanesh Demon Prince.
Yeah, Zeech Demon Prince, sorry. Slaanesh Demon Prince has Delightful Agonies, so that's a 5/4 no pain. The Nurgle Demon Prince has Miasma Pestilence, so -1 to hit on something. They've all got dual talons as well. So then I'll go into my battalion, which I'll start off with I've got 3 Lord Discordants. They're all equipped the same. They've all got Bale Flamers, so D6 shots, strength 6, -2, flat 2 damage. They're all different chaos marked as well. So one's Nurgle, one is Slaanesh, one is Zeech. The Slaanesh one has my free relic, which is the elixir of something. It's potion. It's a Slaanesh relic, basically. That gives him +1 strength, +1 attack. And this battalion, I'm spending 1 CP for a Vigilist Detachment for Soulforge pack, which gives me a couple of stratagems. One of them no one really uses, but the other one is that I can advance and charge a demon engine. So obviously, because these guys are characters and they're Red Corsairs, they advance and charge anyway. But I can advance and charge a single Mauler Fiend with a stratagem as well. The other thing that it gives me is a Warlord trait called Master of the Soulforge, which is on my Zeech Disco Lord, which gives all demon engines +2 movement. So the Lord Discordants, I believe, become movement 14. The Mauler Fiends become movement 12, which is pretty good because then you can advance as well and warp time and all of that good stuff. Yeah, it's quite a big threat range if you get all the stuff off. So I believe that's the Lord Discordants. Then I've got, as my troops for the battalion, I've got 3 units of CSM, all just completely bare bones. The sergeant has a chainsword and a bolt gun. And then I've got 3 Mauler Fiends. They're all equipped exactly the same as well, so they've got their fists and the lasher tendrils. And then each one of those is also a different chaos mark. So we've got 1 Zeech, 1 Nurgle, 1 Slaanesh. And yeah, that's basically my list. So the way that this is designed to work is that it's very tanky because of all the buffs you can put on them. So obviously you've got the Master of Possessions that if his power goes off, he gives a 4-up invulnerable to basically everything apart from the CSM. And then you've also got the Demon Princes casting the respective defensive marked psychic powers as well. So you can give 1 Discordant a 3-up invulnerable, you can give 1 Discordant -1 to hit, you can give 1 Discordant a 5-up feel no pain, or you can do that on the Mauler Fiends, or you can do it on the Demon Princes themselves. So it's quite versatile in what you can do with this list, and it's also very quick because you're advancing and charging, you've got warp time. Yeah, so that's the list. I have a love-hate relationship with this list. This is the list that I took to the LGT, and in 4 of the 5 games, I had a Mauler Fiend blow up in my lines in each game with a reroll. So a couple of the times, I think it was, I had used a reroll previously and then it blew up, which, you know, it happens. But then 2 times I rerolled a 6 into a 6 to blow it up again. And then in 2 games, I had 2 Mauler Fiends blow up in the same turn in my lines. Yeah, I didn't really get to test the list out in the test games before the LGT. It worked out really well in my test games. It was just I had a bit of a bad time with it at the LGT just because the Mauler Fiends blowing up and basically wiping out most of my army before I could do anything. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I've not come against many Chaos lists, so this would be quite interesting for me personally.
It does seem exceptionally tanky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of just designed to move up the board in a blob and take the centre of the board and just kind of then spread out to wherever it needs to go.
Because I think I was discussing earlier, like I think I'm gonna have to sit quite far back as a gun line and just trying to stop that from happening. I'm just gonna try and blow you away before you get there, really. Because I think once you get into combat with me, I'm in a world of pain.
Yeah, because I do get Death to the False Emperor against the Imperial Fists, and if you can, so the more competitive option with the Lord Discordants is running them as Flawless Host, where they're 6s. They basically get Death to the False Emperor all the time, and then you can give one of them the Warlord trait where it explodes into 2 hits, I believe, and that's on. I think that's on 5s, yeah. They give themselves +1 to hit anyway with their Aura of Discord. So that'll be exploding on 4s and then Prescience, and you can kind of see where this is going.
It stacks up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it stacks up to an incredible amount of attacks, and because of all their different profiles that you can attack with all at the same time, so they've got like they've got 4 different melee weapons, but you use their attacks profile for the main one, which is the chain glaive on the Discordant himself. Then you attack with his tendrils, which you get 2 extra attacks with. Then you get 5 extra attacks with the Hellstalker as well, and then you get to attack with the Hellstalker's injector. So I think on average with all of that combined, you're looking at sort of 13, 14 attacks base anyway, before you like throw Flawless Host and exploding hits and everything like that into it. So generally they run as Flawless Host, and you run them as a Soul Forge pack as well. So you can use the Stratagem to advance and charge one of them. I just like the versatility of having them as Red Corsairs, and also you get tons of CP running Red Corsairs.
18 CP is quite.
Yeah. So I've spent 2 so far, because I've spent 1 on the Vigilist Detachment, and I've spent 1 on Field Commander to give the Zeech Lord Discordant a Marshals of Soul Forge, so +2 to movement. So
still starting on 16.
Yeah, still
16 is pretty good.
A hefty amount of CP that will carry on with, isn't it?
Yeah. I do have a stratagem with these guys. So in one of the Vigilus books, the one where they gave all of the other Chaos Legions their traits and everything, Red Corsairs got stratagem where I can basically use what's it called?
Oh, is this the return the unit?
Yeah,
Tide of Traitors?
yeah. I can
Red Corsairs?
I can basically Tide of Traitors CSM rather than cultists. So not that I'll be doing that this game because I'm only running 3 units of 5. But I kind of want to try out a big blob of 20 with Chainswords because with Hateful Assault now they're getting 3 attacks each on the charge, and 20, that'll be 90 attacks.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, so just throwing weight of dice at people, and then obviously because they're infantry as Red Corsairs, they can advance and charge as well, so you can warp time them up the board. And then I think it's 2 CP to bring them back. For 2 CP, I can just bring the unit back.
Yeah.
So on the table edge, and also there's no wording in there unless it's been FAQ'd. There's no wording in there that says that I can only use it once per game, so I can use it as many times. It's still quite good with the smaller units because if you really need to get to an objective, you can just use it anyway and just basically teleport them across the board.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my Red Corsairs. So hopefully my Mauler Fiends don't blow up again, and we'll get on to the mission deployment, and that'll be coming up in just a sec. The Red Corsairs are looking over the battlefield and seeing a very unlikely pair of allies. So we're playing Mission 2 from the tournament, which is 4 pillars. So we have 4 objectives, 15 inches away, measured out from the centre to the table edge. Imperial Fists have basically just all deployed around the hill here. So we're playing LGT terrain again, so you can be charged if you're overhanging on the hills. 2 Contemptors have deployed either side, Intercessors with the Stalker bolt rifles just on the bottom floor and that second floor. Characters just standing at the front, giving stuff reroll to hit bubbles, and the Chaplain, and the Executioners just on top. 1,000 Suns have deployed on either side. The Vortex Beast is down here with Ahriman and the Zangor Shaman. Rubrics have deployed here. Cultists and the Demon Prince are over here, and the Zangors are in Deep Strike, which Stuart spent 1 CP to do. My Red Corsairs. So these guys technically lost the roll-off, so they get to choose who goes first or second. Anticipating that they were going to choose to go first, I've tried to deploy as defensively as I can. Mauler Fiends are just a bit far back, not too concerned about them getting shot. He can pretty much see all of them, but I'd rather they get shot at than the Discordants. 2 Discordants at the front. They're both actually out of line of sight of the Executioner at the moment, however the Slanesh one is not. Master of Possessions, just deployed in the middle of all of them. Dark Apostles in there as well. Sorcerer and a unit of CSM are in this building. 3 Demon Princes have just deployed around where the Discordants are, and 1 unit of CSM here, behind the hill, and another unit of CSM in here on the other side of the board. So, you guys have the option of going first or second. What do you want to choose?
Take first.
I think it's going to be first.
First turn, I think we're going to take.
Yeah, okay.
Are you going to try and seize?
I will.
Rude not to, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be rude not to, so I will try and seize. So on a 6.
Oh, wait, I'm on first, seize. The second button.
Okay, so it will be my movement phase coming up next. Okay, so Red Corsairs movement phase is complete. My guys have, I want to say, shot up the board, but I rolled a 1 on pretty much every single advance roll. So all the Fiends have just waddled their way over here. Discordants have moved up. My Zeech Discordant is sitting in that building out of line of sight. The Nurgle one and the Slanesh one have both moved up. I used Benediction of Darkness on my Slanesh Lord Discordant to give him -1 to hit, and I had to re-roll it, so you do get a re-roll on your Helm of Third Eye. See if it goes off.
Nope.
Nope, not on the 4.
And then you also CP'd one of the advances.
Yeah.
I'll do
So
my.
So I CP'd one of the advances as well. You get a
There we
second
go.
point.
I'll do my quick roll for the Hound of Dawn.
Yep, so
for
just
some
need to
extra
see how
CP.
many command points.
That's
That's cocked, yeah.
cocked. 2.
2, okay.
Sweet, so
not
that puts me up to 7.
bad. Okay.
I'm back to 8.
So I've spent 2 CP already on rerolls just for the reroll the I was going to say canonical. The prayers to the dark gods. And I rerolled a advance roll on one of the discordants. Characters have just moved up a bit. All the discordants are within 6 inches of the Master of Possessions. Demon Princes have just moved up out of 24 inches of the Demon Prince over there. Chaos Sorcerer has done the same, looking at casting some buffs on the Slaanesh Lord Discordant, just outside of 24 inches of Demon Prince. My CSM over here, they've just moved up. They advanced, they actually got 5, so they've just strung out a little bit. And the guys in the building on the far right of the table, they've just stayed where they are. So we will go on to Red Corsairs Psychic Phase in just a sec. Starting off the Red Corsair Psychic Phase, I'm going to cast Cursed Earth from the Master of Possessions, so I need a 7 for this to go off. That goes off on an 8. There's no denials there, so everything within 6 inches gets +1 to their invulnerable save. Master of Possession, his next power is Sacrifice, but I've got nothing to heal, so I'm just going to move on. Starting with the Demon Princes, Demon Prince of Slaanesh is going to cast Delightful Agonies on my Slaaneshi Lord Discordant. So I need a 6 for this.
Ooh.
That's perils. I'm just going to take the perils. So he takes 2 wounds. Okay. We'll come back and put the dice on them in a sec. Going to move on to my Nurgle Demon Prince. He's going to cast Miasma of Pestilence on my Nurgle Lord Discordant. That goes off on a 9. Very nice. So, Miasma of Pestilence off there, and Delightful Agonies off there. Next, he's going to cast Weaver of Fates on my Lord Discordant over there. That fails, that is fine, I'm not going to use a reroll on that. Then what I'm going to do, coming over to the Chaos Sorcerer, he's going to cast Prescience on my Slaanesh Lord Discordant. So, I believe that fails. Yeah, it needs a 7 to go off. I'm not going to reroll that. And then he's going to cast Warp Time on him. So, okay, so that fails. I need 6. I am going to use a CP now. Okay, that goes off on a 10. So, I will move my Slaanesh Lord Discordant in just a sec and we'll be right back. So, my Marcus Slaanesh, Lord Discordant, who got Warp Time cast on him, has moved up and looking to get some charges and shots in on the Imperial Fists over there. So we'll go straight into my shooting phase, just because it's going to be a pretty short one, I think. So we'll start out with the Slaanesh Lord Discordant. He is going to put his Baleflamer into the Intercessors.
Yep.
He'll put it into this unit here.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to use Demon Forge for 1 CP. So I believe I'm down to 14 now. Start with 16.
2 rerolls and 1 Demon Forge.
So D6 shots. 5, I'll take that. Just going to grab some dice.
3 reroll.
Yep, so winning on 3s, rerolling everything because of Demon Forged.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Didn't even need it.
That is 5 saves at -2, flat 2
So we're
damage.
looking for 5s.
Yeah.
And we make 1.
Okay, so that is 4 dead.
So there was just this unit at the back
Yeah,
here.
just the right hand unit.
Okay, so well, I'll take them. We'll keep the sergeant.
Okay. We move on to my Nurgle. Lord Discordant, he's going to put his Baleflamer into the other Intercessor unit. So I'm just going to roll to see how many shots I get. Oh, it's 6.
It's not looking good for my intercessors, is it?
No rerolls.
It's because you've only just painted them. Yeah, no rerolls on this one, so winning on 3s. Okay, 4 wins,
4
-2.
wounds. 4 wounds at 5s.
Courage, make it double.
I think I'm going to have to change all these dice.
Another
Wait, which one is it? This one here?
Yeah, front unit.
Yeah, I'm already going to change my dice. That's
Yellow is clearly
it's
not
annoyed
lucky
me
colour.
straight away.
Yeah. Yellow dice, not the Imperial Fist's favourite colour, apparently.
No, I'm going to go back to the Blood Angels dice. Can't be doing that, can I?
So, just going to put 5 shots from the CSM Boltman into the cultists. So, just get 5 dice, hitting on 3s, reroll at 1 because Demon Prince. Winning on 3s? Yep, so that is 4 wounds, no minus.
That is 4 6-ups.
Okay, seal.
I save
Oh,
1.
he saves 1. That's 3 cultists dead.
1, 2, 3.
I'm just going to do some measuring with my Demon Princes. So, I've got 24 inches on their warp bolters. I don't think that's going to be enough. It might be enough to get that one in. I'll just check that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so warp bolter at the cultists. 2 shots, hitting on. Is it 2s?
More than
Well,
likely.
that should do it anyway. Winning on 2s. 3, sorry. That is 2 at -2.
No save, 2 dead.
Okay. And this guy, he should be in range as well. 2 hits. 3 to wound. 1 wound.
1 more.
1 dead. And I believe that should be my shooting. So we'll go on to the charge phase in just a sec. Start of the charge phase. I'm going to charge my Lord Discordant into the Contemptor. It will be 12 shots. Hit on 6s. Are you within the Chapter Master?
I think I am.
Probably from there.
Yeah.
Chapter Master's on that side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Okay.
So he gets to reroll.
Yeah, rerolling everything.
And obviously 6s generate extra hits.
Yeah, so 6s explode.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we've got
2 in there, so that
2.
becomes 4 hits. And
Yeah.
then re-rolling everything.
Yeah, so I'll remember that. So that's 4. Just absolutely smashed that. So that's 6 hits. So
Okay.
cool.
So stuff to 6.
So
So
6. So it's 5s to
Yep.
wound.
winning on 5s, re-rolling 1s because of the
Yep.
is it the relic?
Yep.
Yeah. Re-rolling those ones.
Cool.
Okay,
So we've got
3 wings.
3 go through, -2.
Okay. So I need 4 ups here because the Lord Discordants do have a 2-up save. He fails 1.
So
Is
it's
it flat 2
2
damage?
flat 2
Yep,
damage, yeah.
because I am a vehicle, but I do get 5 up Delightful Agony saves. I pass 1.
So you don't-
He takes
yeah,
1
takes
wound.
1 wound. Cool. So we can all agrees in. So
Yep, so can't really fail.
No.
What I'm going to do, I'm just going to move him around like this. Okay, so we'll be back in the fight phase in just a second. Starting off with, well, the only thing we've got to do is the Lord Discordant into the Contemptor. So just grab some dice. So because he has the relic, so he gets 5 attacks base. He gets +1 for Hateful Assault because he's Chaos Space Marine, and he gets +1 because of his relic. I'm going to use Demon Forged again for 1 CP, so I'm down to 12, so I'm re-rolling all hits and failed wounds. So this will be hitting on 2s. 5s explode because of Death of the False Emperor, because he gives himself +1.
Yep.
So, okay, re-rolling those 2 1s. Okay, so they all hit, and I get 3 extra attacks. This is just on its chain blade. Winning on 3s because of strength 10, it's strength 5 times 2 on the charge. Strength 5 because of his relic. So this will be winning on 3s and re-rolling all failed wounds because of Demon Forge. Okay, so that is 9 at -2 and it's flat 2 damage.
5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So 5s.
Yep.
No, he drops 1, 2,
Okay,
3, 4, 5,
so
7.
7, so it's 14 damage.
Oh yeah, he's done.
Go
Does
on.
it explode?
He should do.
He does. Is he on a 6?
6.
No, he doesn't.
No, he's fine.
That removes him from
Okay.
the table.
So all of his other attacks are wasted now.
Yeah.
Whenever a Lord Discordant kills a vehicle,
Yeah.
he can either heal a demon engine within 6, I believe.
Which is not, is he?
He is a
Or
demon
can he?
engine himself.
Can he? Yeah,
He
can he
can
heal
heal
himself?
himself D3, or I can deal D3 mortal wounds to a vehicle within 12 inches. So I'm going
Might
to
as well
deal.
go for the repulsor.
Yeah, so I'm going to deal D3 mortal wounds to the repulsor. Just one.
That's alright.
Okay.
So he puts them down to 15. Oh, that's my command point.
So that is the end of the fight phase. What I'm going to do, because the Intercessor is the closest model, I'm just going to tag him in combat, so you will get to fight back with him. Just want to make a couple of attacks.
Yep. He's
Got
got his
3 attacks.
He's got his little chainsaw.
Sergeant as well, so it'll be 4 attacks.
4 attacks. I think it's weapon skill 3. So sorry. So we're looking for 3s. So yeah, he gets 3 go through, and it's strength 4. I am, yes. So all 4 go through.
Yep.
Chainswords only uses strength, so 4. So we're looking for 5s. Oh, bloody hell.
Well, 4 go through.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Regular save.
Yep, so top saves here. Fail 1, get a 5 up, feel no pain. No, he does take another win. So he's down to 10 now.
Well done, Sergeant. Did a bit of damage there.
So Lord Discordant's down to 10, but that is the Chaos Space Marines fight phase done. So we'll be going into the morale phase in a sec. Just got a quick morale phase. Lost 4 from each of these Intercessor units, so on a 5 or 6 they do run away.
This Sergeant will do first.
Yep.
We need to reroll that.
Yep, so rerolling because
He's
Space Marine,
fine.
he's fine.
And this one here, he's fine.
He's fine. Okay,
Happy
cool.
days.
So we'll be back with Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns after their movement phase in just a sec. So we are back after Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns movement phase. The Imperial Fists just shuffling away from the Lord Discordant. The Sergeant fell back. The other Intercessor, I think he stayed there, didn't he?
He stayed, yeah.
He stayed there. Characters have both moved down.
Yep.
5-man unit have just moved around there. The Repulsor has come down here, so has done its full 10-inch movement. Content to stay where it is, so it won't be suffering from -1 for heavy weapons.
Yep.
Rubric's just moved up a little bit. Araman has flown over from over there. Demon Prince has flown over the hill as well. Cultists over here got a 5, I believe, for their advance roll, so they've just come here trying to 6. So just trying to block the movement of all of the demon engines over here. Vortex Beast has moved around, maybe looking to get charge off at the Lord Discordant, and that's about it. So we'll be back in Thousand Suns Psychic phase, because you don't have any Psychic.
I do not.
No, back in the Thousand Suns Psychic phase in just a sec. Back in the Thousand Suns Psychic phase, we're starting with Araman. What is he casting first?
His first cast will be Prescience,
Okay.
and it will go onto the Vortex Beast, hopefully.
Okay, so just
So we
rolling
need a
this.
7, and I get +1.
Yep, so needing 6. That goes off.
Goes off.
So he's +1 to hit.
Then Araman will cast Doombolt
Okay.
at the Lord Discordant.
Yep.
We need a 9 +1. That is a success.
Yep, it goes off.
rolling
so
like a
D3 more
god.
wounds.
D3 for free.
3, and also half movement as well, isn't it?
And no advancing.
Yeah, no
He's
advance.
still alive.
Okay, so I do get 5 up, feel no pains here. I make 1, takes 2 damage, so he's down to 8.
And then Araman's last cast is going to be Smite,
Okay,
which is also a
that
success.
goes off. Okay, so D3 mortal wounds. 2. Okay, so 2 feel no pains.
Oh.
Nope, he takes another 2. It's down to 6. What are you going to be casting next?
We'll go to the
Quite interested now.
Zangor Shaman.
Mhm.
He is going to cast Glamour of Zinch onto the Vortex Beast.
Okay,
And we will burn his once again elixir so that if he fails, he gets to reroll.
okay, sure.
Needs a 7. Nope.
Nope, so
So,
reroll.
That's a success.
Yep, that goes off. So Glamour's -1 to hit.
Yep.
Yep, so Vortex Beast
I'll
is
get all
-1
the
to hit.
cards out and put them on him
Yeah,
afterwards. Then the Rubric Squad.
Yep.
Will cast Weaver of Fates onto the Vortex Beast.
okay.
Needs a 6. That is a
That goes off.
success. Then, last but not least, the Demon Prince.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to cast Diabolic Strength onto the Vortex Beast.
Okay.
Needs a 6 and he gets +1 from his Warlord trait. So that's a success.
Yep, that goes off.
And then he's going to warp time the Vortex Beast.
Okay.
Same again, 6. Success as well.
Yep, that goes off. So Vortex Beast is going to move again. Is that your psychic?
That is everything.
Did you just cast
Okay.
every single one off?
I
Yep.
did.
Wow, that is
That's Thousand Sun psychic.
huge.
So we'll be back after the the Vortex Beast moves, and we'll also be back in the shooting phase. So see you in a sec. Okay, so we're back in the Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns shooting phase. We're just going to start off with the Thousand Suns because basically there's not a lot of shooting. It's mostly just the
the Rubric Marines, I think the only thing they're in range of is the
it's only gonna
Discordant.
be
So
the Lord Discordant.
if they can somehow try and, if somehow take him down, that means I can commit my shooting elsewhere.
Yep. So starting with the Thousand Suns, and then we're going to go into the
Imperial Fist.
Imperial Fists because they've got a lot more firepower. So you doing Rubric
Yes, we
Marines?
start with the Rubric Squad. So they're going to be putting all 10 of their bolter shots at the Lord Disco.
Okay, so over here.
So no minuses to hit is there.
So
So-
he's Benediction of Darkness,
Oh, yes.
so he's -1 to hit.
So hitting on 4s, but re-rolling 1s because Araman's nearby.
Yep.
Re-roll the 1.
Okay.
Nope. So that's
Okay, so this is about
that
average.
many hits,
And then this will be 5s.
and then 5s to wound. 1.
1. Okay, any minus?
-2.
Okay, so needing a 4 up here. Nope. And 1 damage.
Yep.
So, nope, he takes a wound. So he is down to 5.
And now the fun part.
I just realised I was
The
meant to-
Vortex Beast's powers.
I was meant to do the litanies at the beginning of our
Oh, we
turn,
can just
but-
do your litanies.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
so
do
just quickly, I think it's on a 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll do the Catechism of Fire.
Yeah.
I'll do that on the repulsors.
Yep, okay.
Doesn't go off.
Doesn't go off. Okay.
That's
No
fine.
CP reroll?
Yeah, go on. That puts me down to 6. So
Okay, so re-rolling.
yeah, goes
That
off.
does go off on a
Cool.
3. Okay, so just going on to the Vortex Beast's powers. See what it gets.
Oh, do I pick it or do I roll randomly?
If you roll randomly, you get 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Let's roll it randomly.
Okay, so see what he gets
what does
first.
he get? It's a 1. That will be each enemy unit within 9 inches of him immediately takes a mortal wound.
Okay, so seeing if I can save this on a 5 up. Nope,
Ooh,
he takes
okay.
another wound.
It does go. Then his second one is going to be 4 Ephemeral Touch. So I pick a Zinch unit from my army within 9 inches of him and improve the AP of all melee weapons wielded by that unit by 1. So
Okay,
he will pick himself.
okay. So what's his attacks now?
So his stompy version of attacks will be -2 and his big claw attacks will be -3.
Okay, cool. So pretty good. So that is the Thousand Suns shooting done, I believe.
Cool.
Yep, that's all me.
Yep. So let's get on to the Imperial Fists.
Yeah.
Do you know what you want to start with?
Yeah, so obviously he didn't die, so I'm just thinking what to commit to first. I think it might be worth.
Do you want to have a think and then come back?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be back in a sec. Okay, so we're back into Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns shooting phase. Stuart's just going to use a stratagem which allows the Vortex Beast to use another power.
Another power.
So-
So for 1 command point, I will roll a d6 randomly for it. Number 3, and that is I can re-roll failed charges for the unit this turn.
Okay,
So,
so-
he's re-rolling failed charges.
Yep. So don't think he can fail there anyway, but he's re-rolling failed charges.
Worth a shot. Could have
So-
got some more mortal wounds.
Do you know where you're starting, Rich?
Yeah, so we'll start with the Repulse Executioner first, and he's going to commit his laser destroyer into that Morphine there, and everything else he's just going to commit into this little discordant there.
Okay.
The Morphine's got the vehicle keyword, hasn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So
yeah.
I am thinking of perhaps. No, I might leave it actually. I was thinking of paying 2 CP for tank hunters, which can be add 1 to the wound roll.
Okay.
But I've already got. No, no, do you know what? We will do that. I'll pay 2 CP, so that brings me down to 4.
Okay.
So
re-rolling the wounds against.
So he'll it adds one to the wound roll. So yeah, okay, so we'll do that.
Is that on a target or on him?
It's on the target. So sorry. You choose an Imperial Fist unit, so on him, so he gets it.
So he's adding one to his wound roll. That's pretty good.
Which is pretty hefty. So we'll start off with that first. So let's have a look. So heavy laser destroyer. I've moved, so I only get to shoot it once. So we're looking
2
for
shots.
3s, re-rolling the goal because he's got the Chapter Master.
Yep.
So 3s. Yeah, both hit. 10. So we're looking for 2s. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. This is on the Mauler Fiend.
Yep. So it's -5. Oh, he gets his own bun, doesn't he?
So I get 5 up demon saves. Make one, I fail one. So let's see what the damage is.
So 5 with the extra.
5 with the extra one. So yeah, he takes 5 damage. Everything else going into the Lord Discordant over there. So heavy onslaught Gatling hammer first.
10, 11, 12. So he's minus.
He's -1 to hit.
-1 to hit. So 4 as we're rolling.
Good already. It's pretty good.
No, that's pretty decent.
Yep.
What's the strength on that?
So I'd imagine
Strength 5.
Yeah, so wound 4s. +1 to wound.
Yep. So 4s. Rerolling the 1s as well.
Yep, because of the Chapter Master.
Yep. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at -2.
Yep. So I get 4 ups here. That's pretty good, and then I get flat 2 damage, right? Because I'm a vehicle. Yep. So I get 5 ups here. I make 1. He's on 1 wound.
So next,
but I got a lot more shooting coming in. So
next we'll go down on the list. So we'll just do the Icarus rocket pod. So D3 shots. Big 3, and then 3s rerolling.
4s rerolling.
So yeah, that's it. 4s rerolling. All right, all hit, and then it's strength 7. So again, what's toughest?
6. So it's
6. So it's and rerolling 1s. Nope. So 2 go through. So -2.
Okay, 4 ups. Nope. That'll be no point in rerolling that. So 4 feel no pains. I need to make all of these. No, he is dead.
3, so
Does he blow up? No, he doesn't. I don't actually think they blow up.
Do they not?
No, I don't think they do. So
that's not too
okay.
bad.
So Lord Discordant is dead.
Ooh.
So do you know what else you're going to shoot at?
Yeah. So we've got we've got the Intercessors, the Contemptor, and we've got that 1 Sergeant. I think they're all in range of one of them. So I think the 1 Sergeant and the Contemptor, they're all in range of just that singular one there.
Yep.
These Intercessors, I'm just going to shoot this one here.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
So basically, Contemptor and the Sergeant that hasn't fallen back into the Nurgle one, and these guys up here, they're going to shoot into the
blue one,
Zeech one.
Yeah. Okay. So
can they actually see?
The only one I can see, only 2 you can see, is these 2 here.
Okay, so just 2 of them.
So we'll start off. We might as well start off with these. This unit here first. They have moved.
Yep. So -1 to hit.
-1 to hit. So 4s. And they are within, so they're re-rolling.
Yep.
That's just as well. Nope. It's exactly the same roll. So they're fine.
So do you want to just move on to that guy? Yeah.
Yeah. So do him. So he's not moved. So 3s.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Strength 4. So we're looking for 5s, aren't we?
Yeah. You can re-roll that.
Oh yeah, I can.
As a Chapter Master.
No.
Plus 3.
And then we've got the 12 shots.
Yeah, and then 12 shots from the Contemptor.
I'm gonna pay 2 CP for the bolter drill.
Okay.
Which means I get an extra. Yeah, so on a 6 I get another hit. So that's 2 CP. That brings me down to 2. So I'm already I'm flying through them. So yeah. 4.
It's a little bit of a problem with Space Marines is the CP. You've got so many tools.
Yeah, like I said,
so many tools and stratagems to use, and unfortunately, you're still technically an elite army. So,
like I said, we're a 2K list. I'll be planning to run 2 battalions, so that will give me the. I think with the Hand of Dorn as well. If I manage to get the 3 back, then I'll be what? So was it 30? Could be 6 to 16, I think.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
Which is good. But anyway, 2s, because he's not moved. 2s rerolling everything.
And 6s explode.
Yeah.
Also deal mortal wounds.
Cool. So that's 2 more. So actually.
Yeah. So 2 more and also 2 more wounds.
Is it? Oh, it's next to. No, it's 4, wouldn't it? Because the chapter tactics 1 for 6. So each 6, and plus I played 2 for CP for the bolt drill, so it would be 2 for each 6, wouldn't it? That works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. So that's 2 for each of them 2. Cool.
Okay.
And it's 5s. Sorry, strength 5. So we're looking for 5. So because
Yes. So you did the +1 to wound from the chapter.
That was on the repulsor.
That was on the repulsor. Yeah. So we're looking for 5s, rerolling 1s. That was a really horrible thing.
Okay, got another one there.
Yeah.
So
you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at -2.
Okay, so 7 wounds left. I need to make at least 2 of these. So what's the minus?
-2.
Yeah, so it'd be 5 ups anyway.
Oh.
Nope. Even if I re-rolled 1, he would die.
That's
Does
10
he explode?
damage.
No, he doesn't. Thank God. So this model fiend's dead.
Yeah.
And also that will earn you another point because you killed more than me.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything else left to shoot.
Yeah, I don't think anything's in range now.
No,
Okay,
that's
so
everything.
I think that is the end of our turn.
It's the end of the.
okay, so we'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so we're back after Red Corsairs movement phase. Just to let you know the scores at the moment. It's 3-1 to the Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns. They hold 1 objective there, 1 here, and I got first strike, but I don't hold any objectives, and they also got a point for kill more as well. So they're on 3-1. So after my movement, this unit of CSM that were near the hill, they've just advanced up. They rolled a 6, so they moved 12, just to screen out some Zangor deep strikes. Lord Discordants have moved up just a bit. Zeech Lord Discordants moved in there. Mauler Fiends have advanced up just to try and block some line of sight. The Slanesh one might try and get a charge in on the cultists. Characters have just moved up a bit. This unit of CSM, they're just sitting on the objective now. My Nurgle Lord Discordant has come around here looking to get a charge off into the Vortex Beast, and also I used Benediction of Darkness on him to give him a -1 to hit. CSM over in this building, they're just staying where they are because at the moment I can't, even if I roll really high, I can't get them across to behind there. So the rubrics will probably just kill them. Okay, so that is my movement phase. We'll be back with the Psychic in just a sec. Okay, so we're in the Red Corsairs Psychic phase now. I'm going to start off with the Master of Possessions. He is going to use Cursed Earth. So, needing 7 here. That fails. Oh no, that does go off. Yeah, an 8.
No, that fails, yeah.
Yeah. So, everything within 4 gets within 6 gets +1 to the Invulnerable. I'm then going to go on to the Demon Princes. So I'm going to start off with the Demon Prince of Nurgle. He's going to cast Miasma on the Nurgle Lord Discordant over there. So needing a 6. That does go off on an 8 again. So he's now -2 to hit, which is pretty good. Going to go over to this Demon Prince. He's just going to smite into the Vortex Beast. That goes off, so I'm out of denial range, so D3 mortal wounds for 2. So he takes 2 mortal wounds. Just going to move straight on to the Sorcerer. He is also going to smite. That goes off on a 6. D3 mortal wounds for another 2. So he's taken 4 so far. He can't cast any other powers because there's not really anything else in range. He is going to use the Light Agonies on this Mauler Fiend, so needing a 6. That goes off. So Mauler Fiend now has 5 up Fiona Pain. Okay. No more Psychic. Master of Possessions does have another power, but he can't see anything for Smite, and also nothing's wounded, so he can't use Sacrifice. So we'll get on to the Red Corsairs shooting phase in just a sec. Okay, Red Corsairs shooting phase. I'm going to start off the shooting phase shooting the Lord Discordant's Baleflamer into the Intercessors on the hill. So I'm going to spend 1 CP, so I'm down to 11 now. And I'm going to use Demon Forged again. So D6 shots with Bale Flamer. 5, I'll keep that. Winning on 3s. And I can reroll because Demon Forged. Okay, 5 wounds, -2.
Fives. Make
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's
So,
good. So
2 dead.
2 die.
You used the stratagem as well, so
Yep.
on the third eye, or 5 up. Nope.
No. Okay, so we'll shoot this Demon Prince. He's going to put his Warp Bolter into the lone Intercessor Sergeant, the one on the left. So 2 shots, reroll 1s, 2 hits, win on 4s, 1 wound,
What's the
-2.
-2? So look for 5s.
Okay, he's dead. It's flat 2 damage.
This one here was.
Yep. This Demon Prince, he's going to put his Warp Bolter into the Vortex Beast, so that's all we can see. That's all that's in range.
So hitting on 3s.
Yep. Rerolling 1s, 2 hits, 1 wound.
1 4 up.
Yep.
Nope.
Nope, he
Takes
takes
2.
another 2, so he's taken 6 so far. Then we'll go on to this Demon Prince. He is going to put his Warp Bolter into the Cultists. He can just see through the thing. So hitting on 2s, winning on 3s, 2 wounds, so 2 dead.
2 dead. Take those 2.
And then we'll just go on to this guy. He's the only one in the unit that could see the Cultists, so it'll just be 1 shot. Hits, fails to wound. I don't believe anything else is in range. Let me just have a look. Okay, so charge phase. Lord Discordant is going to go into the Vortex Beast. I am going to roll this, see what we get. We get a 5. Okay, I'll move him in just a sec. Then this smaller fiend, I'm going to spend 1 CP and just try and get a charge in on the Cultists. So I'm down to 10.
Helm of the third
Yep,
eye.
Helm of the Third Eye. See if he gets CP. He
I
does.
do.
Okay.
Oh.
And I'm not sure what the distance is, but let me just roll it. For 10, that should do it.
Probably going to get you in.
Do you want to just measure it up?
Yeah, 10's
Yeah.
massive.
Okay, cool. So we'll be back in the fight phase in just a sec. So going into the fight phase, the Lord Discordant is going to go into the Vortex Beast. So the Vortex Beast is -1 to hit, but Lord Discordants get +1 to hit themselves. So this will be 5 attacks, +1 for charging. I'm going to use Demon Forged again for 1 CP, so I'm down to 9. Ooh. Get there eventually. Okay, so hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, all hit. Toughness 7,
Yep.
strength 8, so 3s rerolling. Okay, 4 wounds on your invuln.
4 ups. Fail 2.
That's 4 damage. So he's down to 2.
4 remaining. Because
Oh, he's got
was on
8.
6, so he's gone up to 10 taken.
Okay,
And
yep.
now he's got 4 remaining.
Okay, so Lash of Tendrils, 2 hits. No wounds, re-rolling. 1 wound, no minus.
4 up.
Nope, takes another one.
Just 1.
Yep. And then
So we'll just turn it around, go back to 3 remaining.
so 5 attacks with Hellstalker, hitting on 2s. All hit. Wounding on 5s. No, sorry, 4s. Strength 7. Re-rolling. Ooh, 2.
What's the damage on these?
D3.
Ooh. Force. Fail
Fails
1.
You want to re-roll it?
Might be worth
We
it.
will.
Okay.
CP reroll the fail. Come on.
No.
Nope.
So
D3.
So he's
You need to 3 exactly.
It was
to-
4 plus, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I rolled a 1.
Oh, what's that?
So re-roll, D3 damage, he's dead.
Oh.
So he does blow up on a 6.
On a 6. Oh, I saw it for a second.
Okay, so that's the Vortex Beast done. I'm just going to...
You can come up with this one. That's it. He's useless.
No, that's fine.
Right,
So-
it's
He's not useless.
We'll go straight onto the Maul Fiend. So
He was blocking for your Imperial fist.
yeah, he did his job. Right.
So 5 attacks from Lord Fiend, hitting on 3s with +1 from the Lord Discordant. Rerolling 1s because there's a Demon Prince nearby. Okay, 4 hits, strength 12, so 2s. That is 2 dead. Is that the unit?
Goodbye, unit.
That is the unit. Okay, so we'll just come back after. Actually, let's do my consolidations now.
Yeah.
So Lord Discordant, I believe the closest target is the Sergeant.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I'm.
Is it up to 3 or 6 for you all?
That's 3.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave him there because currently he's within 6 of the monster possessions. The +1 invuln. This guy, however, he will just move up 3. Okay.
Cool.
So that's the end of my turn. Holding 1 objective, and I've killed 2, 3. Yeah.
Killed the Lone Sergeant,
Yep.
the Vortex Beast, and the Cultists.
Yep. So killed 3, and the rest of my stuff is kind of hiding a little bit. So we'll be back after Imperial Fists and 1,000 Suns movement phase in just a sec. We're back in turn 2. Well, after turn 2 movement phase for the Imperial Fists and 1,000 Suns. The Intercessors over here have just jumped up on top of there. The characters have moved down and nothing else has moved. 1,000 Suns, the Demon Prince has just hopped over the Repulsor and come over here with Ahriman. Zangor Shamans jumped down from that building. The Rubric Marines have just spread out a little bit. And the Zangors have deep struck. Looking at getting some charges off on my poor little sorcerer. So we'll be back in 1,000 Suns Psychic Phase in just a sec. This 1,000 Suns Psychic Phase, what are you starting with?
We'll start with Ahriman as usual,
Okay.
casting Prescience onto the Zangor squad.
Okay, so Prescience going on to the Zangors.
Need a 7 +1 to cast.
Yep.
That is a
That'll go off.
cast.
Yep, on a 12.
Then he's going to smite the Disco Lord as
Okay.
the closest unit.
Yep.
Successful.
Does go off. Okay, so D3 mortal wounds, nothing I can do about it.
2.
Okay, let me just double check. I might have a strat to ignore mortal wounds. I don't have any stratagems to ignore mortal wounds, so just 2 mortal wounds on my Lord Discordant. He's down to 10. Okay, what are you doing next?
Ahriman's final power, Doom Bolt on the Lord Disco.
Okay.
We need a 9. That is an 8, so it fails.
Okay. Reroll one of them? Or is
Now
it-
we'll save it for the more important
Yeah.
powers in case they fail.
Mhm.
So, next up, we have the Demon Prince.
Yep.
Who can see the Lord Disco as well, so he's going to smite.
Okay.
Just see the front of him.
Yep.
That's a
That
pass.
goes off.
So
D3 mortal
D3
wounds.
for 1.
Just the one.
Wow.
So he's down to 9.
Wow.
Then he is going to Warp Time
Mhm.
the Rubric Squad.
Okay.
Needs to roll a 5 if he gets +1. It's a peril.
It's a
I think we'll just take it. He's got 8. He's not in any danger of getting hurt. So we'll just take D3 on him.
Lucky 5.
2.
2. Okay, he's down to 6.
But it
Which
goes
one's
off
Ahriman? This one here?
at Demon Prince.
Oh, Demon Prince.
So we'll move them after the psychic phase is done.
Is that all your psychic done?
Nope. Still more. The Zangor Shaman is going to cast Glamour of Zinch onto the Zangor squad.
Yep, so Glamour on here, -1 to hit.
This needs a 7. That's
an
a
8.
success.
That'll go off, so they're -1 to hit.
And then the Rubrics will cast Weaver of Fates onto the Zangor squad.
Okay,
Need a 6.
that
That's
goes
a
off.
success.
So they get +1 to their invulnerable as well.
Mm-hmm.
So -1 to hit for up invuln.
And then at the end of the psychic phase, we'll burn a CP
Mhm.
just to cast 1 more power from the Zangor Shaman, who's going to smite the Lord Disco.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, D3 mortal wounds.
Please be 5 or 6.
2 more.
So
That's
2.
not too bad.
He takes another 2.
That's
He is down to 7.
Just makes him a bit more likely to go boom.
I'll before we move on, I'll cast
Yep,
the Catechism of 5. At this time, it's going to go onto the Contemptor. So we're looking for 3 shock horror for CP. Goes off.
Does go off.
So
okay,
we're down to 1 CP.
Yeah. So that was just the
that's just
Chaplain.
the Chaplain onto.
We just forgot to do it at the start.
Yeah.
Of the game, so that's fine. Okay, so we'll be into Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns shooting phase in just a sec. Okay, so it's Thousand Suns shooting phase. Well, Thousand Suns and Imperial Fists. We're starting off with Thousand Suns. We're just putting the what are you putting the rubrics into?
We'll put them all into the Disco Lord.
Yeah. Okay, so 6 of them.
And then 1 will shoot the Mauler Fiend.
Okay, 6 into the Disco Lord, 1 into the Mauler Fiend.
So 6. So -2 to hit. So hitting on 5s, re-rolling 1s.
1 we roll there.
Nope,
1 hit.
just 1 hit.
And then 5's to wound. Does wound. -2. Yep, so 4 up. He's fine.
And then 1 shot at the Mauler Fiend.
Yep.
Does hit.
Okay.
And then wounds on 5. Wounds as well.
Okay. -2.
Yep.
Yep, so 4 up invulnerable. He's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the Intercessors, Sergeant, and the Contemptor. I know I'm definitely going to commit all of them into the Mauler Fiend.
Okay.
And then we'll see what happens after that, and then I'll decide whether I want to split fire the Repulsor. So what we'll do is we'll start off with the these 3. They move, so they will be hitting on 4s.
Yep. Are you still within 6?
I'm pretty sure because it's a hill, isn't it? So I'm not measuring up, am I?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so that means in that case then, no, I'm not.
Okay.
So he's not re-rolling, so it's 4. We're just looking for 4s.
Yep.
Which we drop 1.
Okay.
And it's strength 4, so what's the toughness? 7.
Seven,
So we're looking for 5s. Which we get
2 wounds.
2, so
Okay.
it's -2.
Yep, -3 because you're in Devastate.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah,
Yep.
-3, yeah.
Need 4 up invulns here because of the Cursed Earth. Nope, that's
Okay,
6 damage.
Oh, yeah, 6 damage. That's quite huge, isn't it?
Yeah, I will. I've got another one to shoot and then the Contemptor. I'll leave that. Yep, so he's down to 6 wounds left. Okay.
Okay, then we'll just do this one. He hasn't moved, so he's within 6, so we're looking for 3s. Re-rolling. Roger. Okay, so he's done. I'm going to pay my last CP for the Seismic Devastation stratagem on. So on the unmodified wound roll of 6, it does a mortal wound in addition.
Okay.
So we're looking for 12 shots. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he's not moved, so we're looking for 2s, and then obviously re-rolling. Re-rolling.
Yeah.
Okay. All hit. How many? So that's extra 2 shots, isn't it?
Yep.
So it's 14. And it's strength. Oh, because he's got so it's +1 to his wound roll.
Yeah,
so
Catechism
so it'll be 4s, isn't it? 4s are rolling 1s. And obviously 6s do additional mortal wounds.
Okay, so it's 2 6s.
So 2 6s. I'm looking for 4s. Let's drop these out. 1, 2, 3. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got 6.
Okay.
-2.
It's a flat 2 damage. Yep. So he's down to 4. Need to pass some of these. No, even with a reroll, that's 8 damage. Just hoping to get a few more there and maybe use a CP, but.
I did forget you'll feel no pain.
Oh, of course,
No,
yeah. So how many? So I've taken 10 so
Yeah.
far, haven't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many did I passed 2?
Yep.
So that is 8, and then I've already taken 6, so that's 14. So 14, 5 up, feel no pains.
This is when you save all of them.
I should hope to save a few of them.
majority.
I should save about 5.
Yeah.
So see what I can do. This is 12, and I've got 2 more after this. Okay, so 4 there. So he does live, and then 2 more. See if I can get any more. I can. So say 5. So he's on 1 wound, 2 wounds remaining.
2 wounds. Right. So now definitely need to split fire. So we'll do.
There's already a dice there.
I think we'll do
Change that to
the
2. Oh no, wait, it's got 3 wounds remaining, so 5. We're moving on to the repulsor. We're putting the Iron Hail, Heavy Stubber, and the Heavy Bolters into the Maul Fiend, and everything else is going into the Disco Lord.
Yeah. So we'll start off with the twin heavy bolter on the Mauler Fiends.
Yep.
So 3s, re-rolling everything.
Okay,
Cool.
4 hits.
Yeah, that's,
Not 4 hits, 5 hits.
That's 5 hits, strength 5, so we're looking for 5s.
Yeah, 5s.
So that's
2.
-2.
Yep,
2
so
-2.
4 up in buns. Make both.
Excellent. And then the Icarus, which is another 6, so it's the same again. So 3s re-rolling. Yeah,
Okay.
another 5. And then we're looking for 5s again. Is it strength 4? Was this toughness 7 or 8?
7, yeah.
7, so 5s. Re-rolling 1s. So he
2
makes
more.
2 more at -2 again.
Okay, 4 up in buns. It fails 1. What? You've already declared all your shooting now, haven't you?
Yeah, that's just those 2, and the rest of it's into the Discordant.
And you've got nothing else to
I've
shoot.
got nothing else to shoot.
Yeah. Okay, so I
He
will
will-
take
he
that.
does- he
Yeah,
does
I do
live.
get my Feel No Pains
Yeah.
as well.
So it'd be
So I don't save any. He's down to 1.
2 damage.
Yeah, 2
down
damage.
to 1, yeah. Cool,
Okay.
so he's down to 1.
So,
Okay, and
Press
everything
some
else.
shots into the
Yeah, so we'll do the heavy laser draw first.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not moved, so he gets
Yep.
shoot twice. So 3s re-rolling.
it'll be 5s.
5. Oh yeah, you're right.
-2s, yeah.
Well, that's
3
that's
successes.
fortunate, isn't it? So it's
3.
cool. 5s, and then it's so we're looking for 3s, aren't we?
Mhm.
Re-rolling 1s.
Okay, 2.
It's -5.
Yeah, I'd get 4 up in buns.
Yeah.
Okay, at this point I'm going to use my first CP and re-roll that. Yeah. Okay.
Heavy, and the Gatling cannon. So 12.
Yep.
5, 6, 7, 8.
To be fair, I'm more worried about the Gatling cannon because it's just
Yeah.
weight of shots.
So 5s re-rolling. Wow. So 1, 2.
So 3 there so far. And re-rolling.
Rubbish.
I'll just group that for you.
Dropping everything over.
Oh, nothing more.
Awful, absolutely awful. And that's, what's the strength on that? That's strength 5. So we're
Yeah,
looking
so-
for
5s.
No.
Reroll 1s.
whiffing hard massively. So
Okay,
1
cool.
goes for it, -2. So
Okay.
you're in one.
4 up. No,
So
so
2
he does take
damage.
2. He's down to 5.
Then we've got the Icarus rocket pod for D3 shots.
Just
1,
1.
brilliant, and then it's 5s, yeah, and then it's Icarus is strength 7,
Yep,
so
so
5s or 3s, like 12.
Okay.
Iron Hell Heavy Stubber. So
Did you
3.
do that at the Maul thing?
No, I did the twin Heavy Bolter and the twin Icarus Iron Hell Heavy Stubber.
Okay, yep.
So the regular one, so that's 3 shots, so 5s, so 1, and we're looking for 5s again. No.
No.
And the last one's the Storm Bolter, which is not going to do a lot.
Yep.
5s. And it's strength 4, so is it toughness 8, is he?
No, softness 6, so 5s.
5s, so 1
No,
goes through.
no minus.
No minus.
Yep, so 2 up. He's fine.
So that was a huge whiff.
Yeah, yeah.
Massive.
Past pretty much all of the saves on the Discordant, and him living on 1 wound is pretty big because I can heal him up quite well. So yeah, I guess we'll be back in Thousand Suns charge phase in just a sec. Okay, so Zangors are going to, what are they going to try and charge?
They are going to charge the Sorcerer,
Yep.
the Demon Prince.
Yep.
Do I go for the Lord?
I mean, if you don't, then it just gives him free reign to come over here, and he'll more likely take out the Dread. Then he'll get access to my HQ units. I don't know.
We'll charge the Disco Lord as well.
Okay, so I'll get some Overwatch, we'll go straight into it. I've got, I don't know how many CP I've got left. I think I've got like 8, I think.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm
Sounds
pretty,
right.
pretty sure I've got 8 CP left, somewhere around there. I'm going to use Demon Forged on the Lord Discordant, so he'll shoot his Bow Flamer. 1, I'm going to CP reroll that. 2, that's great.
Good for me.
Yeah, so wounding on 3s. Oh. And rerolling. Just 1.
Just 1
Yep.
wound. 1 4 up. Nope.
Just
1 dead angle.
And then Combi Bolter from the Sorcerer. Forgot you had a Combi Bolter. Rerolling 1s because the Demon Prince, just 1 and 1 wound. No minus.
4 up.
Yep. It's fine. Okay. Oh, Demon Prince.
Alter.
Yep. Bolter. Nothing. Okay. Let's see what your charge is. So you
Okay.
need an 8, I believe.
Yes, I'm getting +1 to this for the horn. Big.
Yeah.
Oh.
For some reason, everyone seems to make deep strike charges against me, like every single time.
Well, like I said earlier, though, I've
so
never,
huge.
Yeah.
never passed a charge with
Yeah.
deep striking's angles ever.
Okay,
That's the first
we'll
time I've
come
done
back after they've
Yeah.
moved and piled in. Okay, so Zangors have moved and piled in. We'll go straight onto the fight phase. What are you going to start with?
Dangles, obviously. So let's. These 2 will be hitting the Demon Prince.
Mhm.
And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hitting the Sorcerer.
Okay.
And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hitting the Discordant.
Okay, so do you want to just do Demon Prince first?
Yep. So they get 2 attacks each.
Yep.
They are hitting on 2s because of prescience. Re-rolling any fails because of Relic Hunters.
Yep.
So 4 hits. Oh yeah, I forgot. I would have done veterans on them. If that's alright.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because always do veterans. So +1 to wound.
So 4s?
4s to wound. 2 wounds.
Okay, 4 up invulns. Make 1 fail 1. Just 1 damage.
Damage.
Okay.
And then we had 7 of them against the Sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be 14 attacks. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So 2's re-rolling. Just the 1 fail. 1 fail. And he's toughness 4.
Yep.
So freeze to wound.
Not a bad little roll,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wounds.
Okay, just going to double check what his save is. Okay, so we've just checked the Sorcerer doesn't have an invuln. He's got a 3 up, so this will be 4s, and it's 10 up. Oh, yep. Even with a reroll, that is a terrible roll. He is dead. So 24 attacks into the Lord Discordant.
-1
Minus
because
Oh yeah, minus 1.
prescience
Yep.
gives me +1.
Yep, so 4s, reroll 1s and 2s.
Reroll all the 1s and 2s. Oh, that was a 3. So that's not a reroll. And that's
Yep.
that. So shovel it over there.
Yeah. You need to make sure you don't move the 3s as well, because they misses.
And then all of these 3s are misses. So that many.
Winning on 4s.
Forced to wound. Only
Okay.
4.
4. Okay. So, hopefully I don't get a really bad roll here. I need 3 ups, because he's got 2 up save. He takes 1. So he's down to 4.
That's it.
Okay, I shall attack you back. So, just compile him in here. He's on 7. He can't move because he's wrapped, so we'll just go onto the Demon Prince. So we'll get 8 attacks because he was charged. It's a hateful assault. Hit one.
-1, so
-1.
freeze to hit.
Yep. So 3's to hit, rerolling 1s. Reroll those 1s. Okay, 6 hits. Winning on 3s. That is 4.
4 4-ups. Save 2 of them.
2 dead. Okay. Lord Discordant, I'm going to spend 1 CP on the Soul Forge Pack Stratagem to make him act at full profile. And I'm also going to spend 1 CP on Demon Forged, so I'm down to 6. No, I'm down to 4. Okay, Lord Discordant, into the Zangors, 5 attack space, +1 because of Hateful Assault. Hitting on 2s because he gives himself +1, and rerolling 1s. So reroll that 1, 6 hits. Wounding on this is strength 4.
Toughness 4.
I don't know if they're. I think it's only if I was charged that they get ×2. So I think this is wounding on 4s. And rerolling. They were all wounded anyway, so 6.
6 4-ups.
That is
3 dead.
Okay. Going on to his Mecha Tendrils. 2 hits. Rerolling, needing 4s here. 2 wounds.
2 4-up saves. Pass one
One
now.
dead. 5 attacks from the Hellstalker. Will hit. This will be wounding on 3s because it's strength 7. Okay, 5 wounds.
5 more saves.
Ooh, 4 dead.
4 dead.
And then finally, 1 attack with the injector. Hits. Wounding on 2 wounds. Just got 1 more save to make.
1 more 4-up. He made it.
Okay, cool. So that is my fighting back. Do you need to do a morale?
I will indeed.
Okay, so we're just going to do a bit of morale. How many did the Zangors lose?
4, 7, 10.
Okay,
So we're going to pay 2 and auto pass it.
Yep. Okay, cool. So that is the end of Zangors and not Zangors, Thousand Suns and Imperial Fists turn 2. So you do get hold more. Those 2.
Yep. You get kill more.
I get kill more because I killed 3.
Yep.
So currently it is
4 to 2.
4 to 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're back after Red Corsairs movement phase. My Demon Prince has stayed in combat. These 2 Demon Princes have just come around looking to get a charge off at the Zangors. He can't move because he's boxed in. Mauler Fiend has advanced up. They heal 1 at the start of every turn. He's just moved around there looking to get a charge off at the Zangors as well. These guys advanced up. They're holding that objective over there, just through the wall. These guys advanced up. They're holding that objective now. Just done a little bit of a shuffle with the characters, just like to make sure that auras are in range, etc., etc. So I used Benediction of Darkness on this guy, so he's -1 to hit. We'll just go straight into my psychic phase. So I'm going to start with Cursed Earth from the Master of Possessions. That goes off. So 4 up invulnerable again. Then he's going to cast Sacrifice on this Lord Discordant in here. So I need a 4. That goes off. He's going to take a mortal wound. I'm going to heal that Mauler Fiend for flat 3. Or do I want to do that? Yeah, I'll heal that Mauler Fiend for flat 3. So he's back up to 5. Okay. Next, we'll do this Demon Prince. He's going to smite into the Zangors, which goes off. So D3 mortal wounds for 3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Then we will go on to this Demon Prince. He is going to use Weaver of Fates on him. That fails. I've got 4 CP left. Yeah, I'm going to spend 1 CP on that. Okay, that goes off. So here's a 3 up invulnerable.
Helm of Third Eye.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay, he has a 3 up invulnerable save. Master Possession's done. Just onto the Nurgle Demon Prince now. He will he will miasma the Lord Discordant over there. So -6 doesn't go off. Okay, that is the end of my psychic phase, I believe. Yep. So we'll get onto the shooting in just a sec. I don't actually think there's going to be a lot. I don't think there's anything I can shoot at. The only thing that can shoot, just these 2 Demon Princes that moved up. So I'm going to put this one, he's going to shoot into that Sergeant over there. So 2 shots, 2 hits, wounding on 4s, 1 wound, -2.
-2, so we're looking for
5 ups.
Rex.
He's fine. Moving on to this Demon Prince, the only thing he can see are the rubrics. Yep, so 2 shots, both hit, 4s, cocked, 1 wound.
1 5 up. Is it -2?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, that's 1 dead. And that will be all my shooting, so we'll come back in the charge phase in just a sec. Okay, so we're back in the charge phase. I'll start off with the smaller fiend. I'm going to spend 1 CP from the Vigil Stratagem to let him advance and charge. So he's going to go into your contender.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab some shots.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yep.
Nope.
No CP back.
12 shots, re-rolling. Re-rolling everything.
Yep.
So we're looking for 6s, and
Yeah,
the 6s
so-
generate extra hits.
Yeah,
so
so-
let me just put these there first.
3 so far.
So that will be 6 hits, and we'll re-roll these. We've gained another. Oh, brilliant! So we got 12 hits.
Yep.
That's mega. I think that's 12 hit actually.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
So-
So 12 hits.
Yep,
And,
winning on 5s.
yeah. Re-rolling 1s. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
Okay.
And -2.
Yep. Being 5 ups here. They're flat. Ooh, 6 damage.
6 damage, still good, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm going to have to re-roll on those. Nope.
Does he blow up?
He's dead. Does he blow up? No, he doesn't.
Wow.
This smaller fiend, he's going to go into Zangors. So he gets... Yep. No, he doesn't have a dice, does he? These 2 Demon Princes, this one first, he's going to go into Zangors. That should do it. And then this one, he can't really fail, so he's just going to nudge in. Into the fight phase, I'm going to start with this Demon Prince here. So it'll be 8 attacks. Hitting on 3s because they're -1 to hit. Rerolling 1s. Nope. And wounding on 3s.
Oh.
Wow, that's terrible. 1 wound.
1 4 up.
Yep.
They're okay.
Okay.
Zangos, baby.
You going to interrupt?
What are we
2
thinking?
CPs and 2 shots.
Yeah, it'll be all my CP's gone,
Mm.
but at least I get to try and strike down something.
If you think it's worth using, then might as well. If you don't, then.
Yeah, we'll interrupt.
Okay.
So,
We'll be back after we've decided what we're attacking with. Okay, so we're putting 3 into the Demon Prince and 7 into the Lord Discordant. So, do you want to just do the Demon Prince first?
so Demon Prince first, hitting on 2s and re-rolling because of Relic Hunters.
Yep.
All hit, and then wounding him on 5s. 4.
Which one was this?
That'll be this Slanesh one.
Okay, so -1, so 4 ups. He takes 1.
Takes 1.
Okay, so he's on 7.
And then it was 7 into the Disco Lord?
Yep.
So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Any minuses?
No. Rerolling 1s.
So all hit. And then 5s. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds.
Okay. So needing 3 ups here. He takes 1.
Chip the 1 back off him.
Okay, so I'll just carry on with my charges. So this doing the principal attack now. So 8 dice. So hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, and then winning on 3s. Bit better than last time. 4.
2, 3, 4. 2 dead.
2 dead. Okay. So going to the Mauler Fiend.
Pull them out.
5 attacks with the Mauler Fiend, hitting on 3s because he gets +1. No, sorry, hitting on 4s because he gets +1 from the Lord Discord. Okay. Should be winning on 2s. Wow.
Oh.
Okay. So Lasher Tendrils. Can't re-roll that. This will be winning on 3s. 4 wounds.
Do like to just spread out, don't they? So it's 2 fails, 2 more dead.
2 more dead.
Let's grab you and grab you.
Okay, so just going into the Lord Discordant now, because he's removed the combat from here. So I am going to spend just 1 for Demon Forged. So, and 2. Okay.
Helm.
Yep.
Nope.
No CP.
Let me down
So-
this time.
5 attacks, hitting on 2 still, and winning on 4s. Re-rolling because of Demon Forged. That is 3.
2, 3. 1 dead Zangor.
Tendrils, 2 hits, and re-rolling, needing a 4 here, 2 wounds.
2 more dead, so 3 dead.
So only 5 from the Hellstalker because he's on his second bracket, hitting on 2s, and this will be winning on 3s, re-rolling, luckily. Okay, 4 more.
4 more. 2 more
2
dead.
more.
So there's 1 left alive.
Okay, see if the injector can do it. Hits and wounds. Just need another one.
4 up. He's alive.
He's alive, but he'll probably fail morale, right?
Yep. He's definitely going to run away.
Okay, so this guy, he hasn't. Did he fight? Those 2 did, didn't they? The 2 charges.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we'll do? Just move a little bit. He has to stay there. He can't really consolidate to get closer, so he'll stay there. Morphine is in base to base, so he'll stay there. Okay. So one of these demon princes was on 7. One was on 6. Oh no, one was on 7 as well. Okay. That is the end of my. Oh no, I completely forgot to charge these guys.
Yeah, you can go for it.
So they're going to charge into the rubrics. There's 3 of them that can see, just the guy on the edge.
So 6s, rerolling 1s. Nope, nothing.
Okay. That'll do it. Okay, so they'll get 11 attacks. They've got 2 attacks each on the charge. So 5, 10, 11. 2 on 3s. Okay, no rerolls. 3 on 4s. That is 5. At no
5
loss.
on a 2 up because of all his dust.
That's
We
one
lose
dead.
1.
Okay, so we'll do some combat.
So we just step him in like that.
Mhm.
So we got 3 of them.
Yep.
They've been charged, so they get hateful assault.
Mhm.
Freeze. One of those was a 1,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
it? So that's a
Aramin.
reroll. Nope. 4s.
2 wins. Okay. 3 ups here. 1 dead. Just keep this going back. Okay, so yeah, just gonna do my consolidate just to make sure that he's trapped. Okay, so that is the end of my turn. So let's go on to morale for this angle.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. So that will be just 1 kill. Yep. So we'll be back in Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns in just a sec. Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns movement phase is done. Rubric Marines have stayed where they are just because they can't move. Demon Prince has come over here. Aramin's done a little bit of a shuffle. Imperial Fist characters, they've stayed where they are. Contemptors moved over a little bit. Repulsors moved over there. Intercessor Sergeant has dropped down from the hill, and these guys have all stayed where they are. So, just going to do the litanies.
Yeah, same again onto the Catechism on the Dreadnoughts. We're looking for 3.
Yep, that goes off. Okay, so do you want to just go straight into Psychic phase?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So Aramin is going to cast Death Hex onto the Tzeentch Mauler Fiend.
Okay.
So he needs an 8, and he does not get it. Then he's going to cast Doombolt onto the Lord Discordant.
Okay.
He gets that on an 11.
Okay. What other powers have you got?
I've still got Warp Time and Strength, Weaver, Glamour.
So, just want to... That should be within 24, shouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
more than likely.
Okay. Okay, so I am going to try and deny that with my Master Possessions, so needing a 12. I can reroll that.
Close.
Yep, let's go on to your next power.
So that was D3 onto the Lord Disco then, for 2.
2. Okay, he's down to 3.
And he can't advance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the half move. Then Aramin will press against the Rubric Squad.
Okay.
Successful on
Okay,
12.
I'm not going to try and deny that.
Then we have the Rubrics themselves.
Mhm.
Will cast Weaver of Fate onto the Demon Prince,
Okay. Which fails.
fails. Then the Zangor Shaman will cast Smite onto the Chaos Space Marines.
Okay.
Successful.
Okay. I'll try and deny with the Demon Prince. You are denied.
Then we have the Demon Prince will cast Diabolic Strength on himself.
Goes off.
Goes off on 10.
What other powers have you got left?
Smite or Warp Time.
Off from who?
Demon Prince.
Demon Prince, okay. They all should be in range, so I might as well try and deny that. Nope.
And then the last one will be Smite.
Okay.
Successful.
Goes off on a 6. Is it +1?
Yes. So
Yep,
7.
so I need 7.
It's
You got
denied.
denied. That's pretty
Kill
big
them the old-fashioned
because
way.
yep, they're still in combat, so they won't just be able to shoot. Okay, is that
That
your
is
psychic phase done?
psychic phase
Yeah.
done.
Okay, cool. So we'll back in the shooting phase in just a sec. Back in the shooting phase, the
Chaplain into
Chaplain.
the Mauler Fiend.
yep, Chaplain's putting his Absolver Bolt Pistol into the Mauler Fiend, and Captain,
Captain
this
and
Sergeant, and these 3 intercessors
Into the
are going into
Discordant.
the Discordant.
and then they'll make a decision on the
Yep.
Dreadnought. So
So-
we'll do the Chaplain first, so
Yep.
he's hitting on 3s.
Mhm.
Reroll anything as well because he's in front of, well, that's fine.
Yep.
Strength 5, so it'd be 5s, isn't it?
Yep.
Rerolling 1s. Oh. Yeah, that goes through, so
Yep,
it's
so it's
minus
just
1.
Yep, it's fine.
So he's not fine. Captain is Assault 3, I'm pretty sure it's 3+ as well. No, it's 2s. So rerolling everything because it's him. Right. And it's strength 4, so we're looking
Yep.
for 5s. Rerolling
Rerolling that. Yep.
goes off. So it's just regular. So
So what? You're fine.
Yeah, so he's fine.
This guy shot.
He
He
missed.
shot into the Lord Discordant
Yeah.
and he missed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll go straight onto these three.
Okay, into this Lord's got threes, but they're not rerolling because obviously they're nowhere near the captain, so we're looking for threes, which we get,
Yeah.
which is good. And then it's fives,
Richard, do 2 6s.
2 sixes.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, so I don't know if it's 2 more hits. Forgot about that. Cheers, mate. So fives, which we get 2.
Yes.
So minus 3.
Yeah. So it'd be 4 up in ones. You can both of these. So
3 damage, isn't it?
I'm going to spend a CP on that.
Oh,
But
that's
dead.
3 as well.
Yeah.
Damn. That's actually really
So use it.
Helm. Nope.
that's powerful.
Okay, so
Come
he's
on,
dead.
I just need 1 back.
Right, so that's well, to that end, everything's gonna have to go into the from these 2 into the. Well, he's got a 3+ invuln, isn't it? So
Yeah, so do you want to just start with the contemptor?
yeah, we'll do the
12
contemptor
shots.
first. So he's got his 12 shot, 3D rolling. That's not a bad little roll. That all hit. Oh, actually, he's got 2 extra hits. With
Yep.
So 14 hits. And it's 5s rerolling 1s. Nope, they failed. So we've got 1, 2, 3,
Not get Catechism.
4, 5. Oh yeah, 6. That'd be 4s, isn't it? But they failed anyway. So
Yep.
Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at minus. Well, that's your invuln. So
Yep.
8 on
Mm-hmm.
8.
So-
Yeah.
8 saves. He takes 6.
He's down to
6.
6.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because he's fully.
Yeah.
isn't he?
So do you want to just go straight on to the pulsar?
we'll go straight to the pulsar. He's moved, so he can't shoot twice on his laser destroyer.
Yep.
So we'll start off with the laser destroyer anyway. So we're looking for 3s,
That's one reroll.
Nope.
Nope, one hit.
then 2s,
One wound.
and it's your thingy.
Yep. So, invuln hit. He's fine.
Ooh, okay. Do the heavy Catman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. 3s. Rerolling. So it's 5s.
Yep.
2 rolling 1s. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 at my. No, you're doing your invite, aren't you?
Yep. It'll always be. Invuln's at this point. He's fine.
Right, we'll just, the frag storm grenade launcher. We'll just quickly do that. It's D6 shots. 5. 3's rerolling. Yeah, all hit, and it's strength 4, so 5 still.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you got 2 regular saves.
Okay. He takes 2. It's 2 damage, right?
No, he 1 damage because it's assault.
Oh.
So it's down to 4. Icarus rocket pot. D3 shots. 2. 3's rerolling. Excellent. 7. So we're looking for 5s anyway. Yep. So you got 1 at minus. Well, you got invuln.
Yep. Nope.
That's 2 damage.
Okay. Down to 2.
Down to 2. Iron held heavy stubber. Yep, all hit. So 5s. Rerolling 1s. Yeah, that's excellent. Minus. You're invuln.
Fine.
All save. Storm bolter. Rerolling. 5s. No. Twin heavy bolter.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of shots
A lot
here.
of shots.
3. Rerolling. No.
Okay. So 5 hits.
5 hits. And it's 5s and 5s. Wow. Okay, so you got 4 at minus. At your invuln.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's done, yeah.
No.
Oh wow.
Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns shooting phase over. Have you got any charges?
Demon Prince into the Chaos
Okay,
Space
so we'll
Marine.
just throw that. Yep. So where'd you want in?
Just
Nudge him in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or we might be.
No, we've got kill more.
Oh,
We've killed 3 things so far.
Mhm.
You killed the Mauler Fiend on Overwatch.
Yep.
That Mauler Fiend just then.
the Discord.
The Discordant. And now we're gonna
Probably
murder the
kill-
Space Marines.
Probably. Hopefully.
So it'll be very quick. 8 attacks because he charged. Hitting on 2s and rerolling 1s. So it will hit. And he didn't get any of his buffs off, so he's wounding on 3s. 4 wounds at -2.
Healing 5 ups. 3 dead.
3 attacks. Hitting on 2s and rerolling 1s. So all hit.
Okay. 4s.
And 4s. Nothing.
So it does live. It's pretty
His
big.
attack back.
Yep, so I will put it into the rubrics. Hits and wounds.
Did technically get charged, so should get another attack.
Yeah, okay. Doesn't matter anyway.
So 1, 2 up.
Yep, he's fine. Okay.
So where's that leave us now? That's the end
So-
of our... That's end of turn 3 now, isn't it?
Do they need to take
Morale? Oh yeah, morale.
So
Lost
lost 3,
What's your
leadership 8.
8, so,
So
6.
6
Where's it?
away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so end of the turn, I get the hold 1, 2, and
Should hopefully be 2 rubrics there.
no,
No?
nope. So that's contested.
Incontested? No, that's not.
Yeah, he's got
Yep,
that.
I'm in.
Oh yeah.
I'm in the building. So yep. So I get hold
Oh,
more,
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
and you get kill more.
Gilmore. So what's
So
the?
that's
3 to
5
5.
to
3
3.
to 5.
Yep. 5 to 3. Turn 3. So we'll be going into my turn 4 in just a sec. Red Corsairs end of movement phase. Demon Princes have all shot over the board, looking to Charleston's angles. Lord Discordant rolled a 5 for his advance, so he's moved up 19 over there. Master Possessions just jumped through here. Dark Apostles just come this way as well. At the start of the battle round, I used Benediction on him. These 2 guys have just stayed where they are just because they're holding both the objectives. And this guy's stayed in combat because I don't really need to shoot anything. So we'll go straight onto the Psychic phase. I'm going to use Cursed Earth from my Master Possession. That goes off. So-
We'll try to deny with
Yep.
Araman, so he gets +1. For an 8.
Yep, that goes off. Okay. Zeech Demon Prince, he's going to try and Weaver of Fates, the Lord Discordant, which goes off.
Araman again. That is
Wow.
denied.
What's Weaver Fates?
That's the +1 to invuln save.
So,
Ooh,
I'm
big. That's huge.
going to spend 1 CP and replace that Demon Prince's power and give him Warp Time. It's going to cost Warp Time on him, which goes off on a 9.
Araman's last deny. Just denied. And you spent
Okay.
a CP, so Helm.
No. Okay. He will just cast Delightful Agonies on himself. 7. That goes off.
Demon Prince, +1. Cocked. For 8.
Yep,
What's that
that's
done?
denied.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we'll go straight into the shooting. He's going to put his Bale Flamer into them.
Intercessors, yep.
Yep. So decent shots. 3. Just enough to kill them. Winning on 3s. 3 wounds. -2.
Come on, Rich.
Fives.
You can make 1.
Oh, it makes 2.
Wow. Okay, 1
So
dead.
1 dies. We'll take the discarded one.
Okay. They will put their. So I'm going to put his Warp Bolter into them. 2 hits. And 1 wound. -2, flat 2.
1 wound.
5 up. Nope, it's another 1 dead. Same thing from this one. 2 hits. 2 wounds from that last guy.
Sergeant. Next,
dead.
he is cream
Okay.
crackered.
This guy, he will put his Warp Bolter into your Contemptor. You're rolling. 1 wound, -2.
-2, so 5s. Makes 1, so what's the damage?
It was just
Only
one.
one.
Oh, it's just 1.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
I
re-roll
rolled
one.
2, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
Okay, that'll be all my shooting. So we're going to the charges. I'm going to try and get a charge into that Intercessor with the Lord Discordant.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just measure? 'Cause I don't think the Contemptor's within 12, but yeah, he is.
He is,
Okay, so
yeah.
I'll declare the Contemptor as well,
Cool.
just because if we're going to make a charge into him and then
That's a lot of Overwatch.
potentially consolidate into him to lock him down.
Okay, so we'll do the
Yep.
Sergeant first, so...
No, re-rolling.
Oh,
Chapter
yeah,
Master.
you're right.
No. And then 12 shots from the Contemptor.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, re-rolling. So, oh, wow. So that's an extra, that's 12.
12
Wow.
hits.
Not good, is it? 12 hits. 5s, re-rolling 1s. Okay, so we've got 1. I think that's it. You got 4 and mine, or your invine, whatever your invine is.
Yep, so this will be 5 up. Yeah, I think it first up. Fell 2, so it's taken 6.
Ouch.
Yep, that shouldn't have been 12 hits again.
Mental. And this now if you fail the charge.
Yep, see if you can get in. Not sure if
He's
that'll
not
get
even in
into
charge.
these.
No, he's not, I don't think.
No.
No,
Okay,
no.
Demon Princes, we charge the rubrics, can't fail, and also can't overwatch, and just that one on the end. Yep. Okay, so just coming into the fight phase, I'm going to do this Demon Prince first, so into the Zangors, not Zangors, rubrics. It will be 8 attacks, hit all 2s, re-rolling 1s. Re-rolling those 1s. Okay, all hit. Wounded on 3s. That is 7. -2.
5 ups.
Ooh.
That's only made 2.
Yep, 5 hit.
5 red.
Well,
8 more attacks. Re-rolling those 1s, luckily. Okay, all hit. Winning on 3s. That is another 6.
and is this the end of the rubrics? Yes, it is.
It
Yep.
is. They
They
are
do.
gone.
Yeah.
So then, this Demon Prince will go into your Warlord. So, all 2s. Re-rolling. All hit. Winning on 3s. Just 4. -2, so
4 up save.
he takes 4 damage.
Takes 4. He already took 2 earlier from Perils, so
Yep.
he's on 2 remaining.
Okay. Okay, so yep, that's all my combat.
You get to pile in and fight with the Chaos Marine.
No,
want to.
because he's outside of an inch, so I can't pile in. I'm just wondering whether I'm going to do any consolidates. Probably not. You can fly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll leave it as is, so you get to fight back with him.
So, Demon Prince, 8 attacks,
Mhm.
because he got charged. 2s rolling 1s into the other Demon Prince. All hit. And then freeze to wound. That's 6.
Okay, give me 5 ups. He takes 6.
And then the Zangor Shaman.
Which one? Just this one.
The one
Cool.
he's in contact with. 3 attacks from the Shaman, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s because of the Prince. So all hit. And then he's strength 6, so he wounds on 4s. 2 wounds, -1.
4 ups. He's fine.
He's okay.
Okay, so that'll be the end of Red Corsairs' turn. Pretty brutal Overwatch from the Contemptor again. But we'll be back with Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns in just a sec. Okay, so we're in Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns, just after the movement phase. Characters for the Imperial Fists, just on a little shuffle. Aramon's come over here, and the Zangor Shaman and the Demon Prince have just stayed in combat. So, do you want to do your not benediction, your litany?
Yeah. Goes off.
Goes off. Is that on the Contemptor?
Yeah, on the Contemptor again.
Okay.
Psychic phase. Aramon is going to smite the Demon Prince. Successful on a 7.
Okay, I will try and deny you. You're denied.
It is. Then he will try to Doom Bolt the same Demon Prince. Needs a 9. That goes off on a 10.
Okay, I'll try and deny it again. Nope.
D3 mortals on him. We need to do 2. It's 2.
Okay.
You got him?
Yep.
Oh wow.
He's dead.
Then his last power, he will try to Death Hex the Demon Prince of Zeech.
Okay.
Nope. Fails that one. The Demon Prince, he will smite the Chaos Marine.
Okay.
Successful on a 7.
Okay, I'll try and deny that.
Nope, he's just dead.
He's dead.
And then he will Diabolic Strength himself. That goes off on a 10.
Okay. How many more powers have you got?
1
Just
from the
one
Shaman.
from the Shaman. So I've got another deny here. Nope.
So it gets Strength. And then the Shaman is going to smite. And I think it's probably the same for both of them, isn't it? So we'll do it on the Nurgle one. Goes off for a 5.
Okay. Master of Possessions. Yep.
Denied.
You're denied.
And that is it for the Psychic.
Okay.
Cool.
Shooting.
Shooting, yeah. So I think it'll be worth. What's the invuln on the Prince's 5s?
5s. Yeah.
5s, and it's the same as his Squadron. He's a 5 as well, isn't he?
Oh, he's a 4.
Oh, he's a invuln. Is he?
Oh no, I didn't get.
He off.
Yeah, I didn't get anything off.
So he's
Yeah.
5 up. Okay,
5
cool.
up, yeah.
So I'm thinking. I think I'm going to shoot the. Is he closest actually? Because the character's up. He is. Oh, he's much closer. Yeah. Oh. No, yeah.
8 to the disco,
Yeah.
7 to the Prince.
Cool. So I think I'm going to shoot the Intercessor into this Prince here.
Okay.
He hasn't moved. And I'll shoot the two HQ units that are going to shoot into the same Prince.
Okay.
And
Just
then
go on to that.
yeah, well I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to sort of wing it as I go along, sort of thing. So we'll do the him first. So we're looking for 3s rerolling. Yeah. 5s. Yeah. So you're.
It's fine.
That's fortunate. Then we go into. We'll do the Chaplain first.
Yep.
Get him out of the way. So pistol 1. So we're looking for 3s rerolling. That's a 5. That isn't there. Sorry, I just skimmed it all the way in there.
Yep.
So that's in 5. So we're looking for 5 again. No. Yep. Cool. And then it's the captain. He's assault 3. So we're looking for 3s rerolling. No, that's all.
Yep.
That's strength 4. Sorry. 5. No, these failed as well. Cool, so they all failed, and then so now we're going to the Contempt Dreadnought into the. We can put everything into the Lord Discordant.
Okay.
I'm just going to try and obliterate him. 9, 10, 11, 12. So he's not.
He's -1 to hit.
Yeah, he's not. So he's hitting on 3s then. So 3s, rerolling everything. So that the next 2 hits. Reroll. Oh no, it's 3s, Cool, so
Okay.
I know that was an extra 2, so
Just 12,
Cool. So he's added his +1 to his reroll, so it's force to wounds, rerolling 1s. Reroll at 1. Cool. So he's dropped.
Wow.
Oh wow, so you got 1, 2.
Yeah, I think this is probably
10
going to seal the
minus
deal now.
2, isn't it?
So 4 ups.
Yep.
10 4 ups.
4 ups there. No,
Oh, he's done. Does he blow up?
No,
I don't think it really matters, does it? Oh no. Cool, that's him done.
So, crack grenade on the Demon Prince of Nurgle.
From Araman.
Re-rolling. Hits.
Yep.
Then wounds him on a 4. Does wound. At -1.
Yep, 4 up. No.
Takes D3. For 1.
Just 1. Okay.
Just put everything into 1.
Yeah, fine, we'll do that. So I put everything. Which one's the worst one out of the two? Oh no, it has to be him anyway because he's closest.
No, they
No,
don't.
they're both the same.
They're both characters, so they don't block
Oh,
each other.
okay. All right, so which one? They're both the same, then. None of them is worse than the other.
No, they're exactly the same.
Cool. Right. Okay. So we're gonna
Don't
put.
get any buffs off, so...
We'll put everything into this one here.
Yep.
Cool. So we'll start off with the heavy lasers trial, which actually has not been too good today. Threes. He's not got. They've got no minuses to hit or anything, have they? Cool. So shooting twice. So threes, rolling everything.
What are you shooting at?
He's
So
shooting
just everything.
everything into that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
One reroll.
yep. So that's all hit, and it's twos,
Threes.
threes, rerolling ones.
No. Toughness 5 on the Demon
Strength
Prince.
10.
6.
Oh,
Yeah.
alright, so yeah, so they've all
Okay. Okay, +2. He's just dead.
Failed to.
It's
it
5
was,
free
it
damage.
was,
Oh,
that was that one.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah. So,
yeah. So it would be this D6, isn't it?
yeah, D6.
So D6.
That's 2.
Oh, so it's 7.
Not
Oh, yeah, no.
6, because it's not a vehicle. But you need to roll another
Oh no,
dice.
you're right.
So
Yeah.
roll another one, but it's a minimum of 3, so he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Charge phase. The Zangor Shaman will go into the Prince
Okay.
first.
Warp Bolter. Rerolling. 1 hit.
Wound.
1 wound.
5 up.
Yep.
He's is fine. And he can't really fail, but there we go. Then Araman will try and go in as well.
Mhm.
Nope.
Nope.
And the Demon Prince, he does.
Yep. Okay, so just go straight into the fight phase.
Yep.
Do you want to just do I need CP, so.
So, got Diabolic Strength off on the Prince.
Mhm.
So he's getting 9 attacks now.
Yep.
2s, rolling 1s. So 1 miss.
Mhm.
And then freeze to wound.
Decent.
That's
Everything.
8 wounds.
Okay. Yep. 5 up.
He's gone.
He's definitely dead.
Wow. What we got left? A few
Yep.
Marines.
Is that the end
That's
of yours?
the end of our
That's the end
turn.
of the turn.
Yep. So
Definitely got kill more.
I hold more. You get kill more.
Yeah.
So
1 point each.
No, sorry,
6 to 4.
6 to
yeah,
4.
6
Yeah.
to 4. Yep. Okay. So we'll be back in my just after my movement phase in just a sec. Red Corsairs turn 4. I've used the Corn Prayer because he's Mark of Corn, which gives him +2 strength. On him, he's just advanced up there. His little character dude's just sitting back here. My Master of Possessions has moved back just within 18 of the 2 wound Demon Prince to see if I can get some might off on him. These guys have just moved into the building. They're holding both the objectives. So yeah, that's all my movement. I'm looking at, as I said, looking a little bit thin, but we'll just go straight onto my psychic phase. It's only going to be 1 power. So smite from him into the Demon Prince. Oh, it is a super smite.
Oh dear.
So,
Can we deny it? If I roll an 11, it's denied because I get +1.
No.
No.
Okay.
Don't roll a 1.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Okay, that is pretty good. That is Warlord, which is pretty big.
Oh man.
So, no shooting. Although I think he has a bolt pistol, so I'll just put his bolt pistol into your angle. No, sorry. So 1 hit, 1 wound.
5 up.
Nope, 6 wound. We'll just go straight onto the charge phase. So he's going to charge into the Zangor. Ooh. Yep, I'll just charge into the Zangor. That should do it on a 5.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'll do it.
So he's just going to move in here. And then we'll just go straight onto the fight phase. So just need to find out how many attacks he's got. 4 attacks for the Dark Apostle on the charge into the Zangor Shaman. Hitting on 2s. And strength 7, so winning on 3s. So that's just one. -2, I believe.
5 up anyway. Makes
No.
it. Nope.
I think it's
Damage?
just flat 2 damage.
So he's on 1 remaining.
Okay, that is the end of my turn. So
The Shaman slaps you
oh
back.
yeah, Shaman's attacking back.
3 attacks hitting on 2s and re-rolling 1s because Araman's nearby. So 3 hits, strength 6, so freeze. 1 wound at -1.
Okay. No, he takes 1. Just 1 damage.
D3
Oh, okay.
for 1.
So what's one?
And then he gets 1 attack with the disc's
Yeah.
teeth, which hits. Doesn't wound.
Okay, that is the end of my turn. We'll be back with Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns in just a sec. Thousand Suns and Imperial Fists turn 4. So Araman's shot around here. Shaman's come around here. These guys have moved up. Characters have moved up. Repulsor has moved up. Shaman's fallen out of combat with him. Yeah, so straight on to Psychic Phase.
Zangor Shaman,
Yep.
smiting the small guy next to him. Success on a 10.
Okay, I'll try and deny the Master. Nope.
D3.
Doesn't matter.
Now Araman will smite the small guy next to him.
Yep.
Success.
Okay, I believe he gets 2 denies, so try and deny that. Nope, doesn't matter anyway.
That guy's dead.
I'm gonna do the.
We're not done
You've got
yet.
another one of you.
Doombolt onto the Master.
Yep.
Nope. And then Death Hex onto him because I presume he's got an done. Nope. That's it.
So I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do one of his litanies, but I'm gonna do the litany of hate, and I'm gonna put it on himself, the chaplain.
Mhm.
So it gives him plus. He can reroll hits for his attacks, which is quite good. So 3. Yeah.
Yep.
So the chaplain's got that. Cool. Yeah.
Okay, just go straight into shooting.
Cool.
You can
So
only see the Master Obsessions anyway, and obviously him. So
yeah. So he's the closest. To, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah, it doesn't
they're
matter
both
because they're just
characters.
characters.
Oh, right, so I can attack either or.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna. Oh, in that case, I'm gonna pour everything from the contemptor into him there.
Yep. Okay.
So I'll go for
Actually,
the-
would the contempt to be able to because of the squads in there?
Oh yeah.
that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so, yeah, you have to
I did
shoot
wonder. It would have,
So you'd have to shoot him with the
That's why I've not been.
pulsar.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I was hoping to get rid of him first, but then it makes no difference
Yeah.
anyway. Anyway, okay. So what we'll do is we'll scratch that then. So he
You're gonna have to put the contemptor into him anyway.
Yeah.
Nothing else you can
might
shoot
as
at,
well
so-
just see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He has moved though, and he's not within 6 now of the so he just 3s. Oops. So he actually 2 anyway. So they'd be the extra 2.
Mhm.
And then it's what's his toughness? It'd be 4, so it'd be 3s anyway. So 3s. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of whatever your own ones are.
Okay.
-2.
4 up in buns.
1, 2,
Yep, he's dead.
dead. Okay, he's dead. Cool. And the repulsion. You
Can't see him.
I'm just gonna remove them.
Okay. So that's that done, and I can't see anything else.
Yep. So that's probably the end of your turn.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be it.
Okay.
There's no
So
morale or anything.
you won. You killed.
Killed more, but you
killed
still
more.
hold more.
I hold more. You got Warlord. So
So 7, 8 if we count Warlord, and
Yeah.
you'd be on 6 if we count your Warlord.
Mhm.
So 8 to 6.
6. Okay.
Round 5.
Yep. I can't win this now, so we're just gonna call it here. So
Cool.
yep. Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns win. So we'll be back in the wrap up in just a sec. Okay, so there we have it. Red Corsairs versus Imperial Fists and Thousand Suns. So it was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Didn't go your way really.
No.
No, even when you see, like, I think that was the best thing that could happen for you, and like you said yourself earlier, like the first turn was like the best turn you had, and then
Yeah,
after that it was just kind of
it was just a couple of things. The Contemptor, like losing a Mauler Fiend and a Lord Discordant to the Overwatch. Is just
that was
ridiculous.
huge. And I was like I was saying earlier, imagine if I, replaced the other Contemptor and he managed to like stay alive at least a couple of rounds. The damage that both of them could have done together would have been would have been extra. Would have been huge.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was going to be a tough matchup anyway because of the +1 damage from the Imperial Fists shooting at my Mauler Fiends and Lord Discordants because they're vehicles. So the Stalkers were doing flat
3 damage, -3 AP,
yeah. So it was always going to be a bit of a it was always going to be a bit difficult. But then adding in the fact that you got 12 hits in Overwatch.
Yeah, I know. That was insane.
So that pretty much kind of sealed the deal for them. It was close though. Despite that, it was we called it on 8-6 or something.
Yeah, 8-6.
8-6.
I think it was round 3. Was it when you brought all the Demon Princes over to this side? I think that was. I think that was your sort of your last rally cry, wasn't it? To see if you can try and steal the game.
But then that turn when I did that, I didn't get a single psychic power off because you denied everything.
Yeah.
So
that went badly.
Yeah, so that was another bad thing as well.
It probably would have swung in a completely different direction if I didn't deny any.
Yeah. They would have been a little bit more tanky, so might have changed it up a bit. But it was a good game.
Good game. The Zangors played their part. I think that was quite huge. That was just keeping you stuck in the middle there.
Making the Zango charge off of Deep Strike was massive as well.
Yeah.
Because that would have fully ramped the list up into just slamming straight into you.
Yeah.
Because at that point I probably would have been able to either get a couple of Discordants and a Mauler Fiend in at the same time, or just everything, because obviously all of the Discordants and the Demon Princes can advance and charge, and then one Mauler Fiend can with a Stratagem. So, but yeah, the Zangors coming down, that was good.
First charge they've ever made.
Yeah, that was a good game, because if they hadn't made that charge, the game could have just flip-flopped anyway, honestly. Unfortunate.
I think, personally, and I know I was the person playing the Red Corsairs, but I think had you not have killed the Mauler Fiend and the Lord Discordant in Overwatch, I think I probably would have won. Yeah. Because I would have at least killed the Contemptor. Yeah. Which would have reduced a lot of output, and then I think I could have got some other stuff in. But then even then, I might not have been able to kill all of your stuff.
No.
But it would have meant that they would have had to have stayed back, and because I was always gaining hold more, I wouldn't have had to have committed so much to come up, and my guys would have just been able to sit there, and you wouldn't have been able to come forward because you would have had everything.
Yeah.
You would have had to have dealt with the Demon Prince and Discordant and the Mauler Fiend that didn't die in Overwatch on each of the subsequent turns, which meant that you wouldn't have been able to shoot stuff from far away, if you see what I mean, which meant that the stuff far away could move up and then kind of snowballs from there. It was a good game though. It was a good game.
You had us on the back foot for quite a lot of it. Well, we didn't really move anywhere apart from when we end up staying
away from you, basically.
Yeah, that's the only way you could do it. The only way is just move back, keep out of charge range, and just keep whittling you down and down and down until we were sort of brave enough to go right, boom, finish it off and sort of seal the game.
I did mess up with the Sorcerer. I should have, because I should have put him back so that he couldn't have been charged by the Zangors. That was the only bit of my castle that you could have got into that wasn't a Mauler Fiend or a Lord Discordant, basically.
Or a Demon Prince.
Yeah, or a Demon Prince. So, that was my bad. And that actually in itself could have changed the game, because that meant that I lost warp time, and then I had to spend it, and then it didn't go off anyway. So, but it was a good game.
No, it was
It was a good
very
game. Are you
good
happy with your tournament list?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Well, I think Stuart, you said you might make a couple of changes.
I might, but I think as it stands, it's all right. I think it's
Yeah.
probably probably one of the most balanced
Yeah,
takes you could do with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just think like you said earlier, you touched on earlier. I think going up against a more shooty army might be a bit of a struggle. I mean, even though I've got all the shooting power, if you've got people turning up to tournaments that are sort of bringing one's bringing 1k iron hands and the other one's bringing the other 1k iron hands, you know what I mean? If people are going to be clever like that, then
it's kind of like what we're doing.
Yeah.
So me and my partner I'm bringing a Lord 32 with 2 Mortar Teams and Tyrannus Knights. So 2 Moirax and a Crusader, and he's bringing 2 Helverins and a Crusader, which are Tyrannus and a Rusty 17. So
so it's going to be. I don't think we'll do well against that list, but
yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. With all of your extra damage against vehicles, you could probably quite easily plink off the Moiraxes.
I'll have to stay in the Devastator Doctrine. There's no way I can move out of that.
And I mean, if the repulsor doesn't move and it fires all of its shots into a knight, and that knight fails all of its saves, that knight's basically dead.
Yeah, the point of Tyrannus though is that you come back up.
What do you come back up on?
D3 wounds, and then you make them full profile because they're Questal Mechanicus.
Oh yeah.
So the idea is that you stay out of.
And then they get charged. Yeah.
Yeah, you stay out of charge range. So even if you get shot at, you just come back up.
Yeah.
If you don't get a shot at and you get charged, you come back up. So you can basically always have a full health or acting on full health knight
comes back.
in your turn, which is it's super strong at the moment.
Yeah.
So
that's
that's we might do I'll probably do a tournament review of that tournament just to see how we did. But
tell everyone how you crushed it.
Yeah, I mean, we're not had a look at the other lists yet, but from what we've heard, there are going to be some quite nasty lists. So
there's some not so horrible ones though as well. Like I saw one team have got quite a fluffy thing of Death Guard and Thousand Suns, but the Thousand Suns player is taking Scarab Corp Terminators. Strangely enough.
They're not bad though. They're pretty good.
But he's taken them over a big blob of Zangors.
Yeah.
So he's only got 10 Zangors.
I mean, yours you've got all the bits in the right places. You've got Zeech Demon Prince. You've got Araman. You've got Zangors. You've got Zangors. You've got Cultists to just hold something if they need to or zone out, and you've got a big unit of rubrics to be tanky because they are tanky.
Not as big as I wanted it to be. Originally, I wanted to get 16.
Yeah, they did. I have to admit, our little list there did complement each other quite well, didn't it? When you think about it.
I mean, generally, you can't really go wrong with one person taking a super aggressive thing, and then the other person taking a super shooty.
Yeah,
thing.
because that list there can be really aggressive, and in this back up there, we can play really well defensive as well. So it's got the best of both. It's like a utility list, really, isn't it? It's got everything in it.
Yeah, you've got some annoying combat because the Zangors they're still, even with all the buffs on them, they still die quite fast.
Yeah.
But if it means holding someone up for a turn, that could be the difference between winning or losing.
I think as well with the Zangors, we didn't get to see how horrible they can get with the Vortex Beast still around.
Yeah. But then you've also got that little bit of combat. You've got mass amounts of psychic, obviously because of Araman and the Demon Prince and the Shaman as well. And then you've obviously got your shooting, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know how else I would have played this because
no.
I think if I wouldn't have been able to hide anything if I actually went second. And there's no point in, because another thing you can do with this list, which is quite good, is because the Mauler Fiends have a 3-up and the Disco Lords have a 2-up anyway, you prepared positions is actually quite good. But against you, it doesn't mean anything. Because you ignore cover.
Yeah.
So,
just saying that though, if you had gone second, I didn't really have anything that was in range or in sight anyway, apart from the repulsor. I think
Yeah.
and maybe I think the contemptor, one of the contemptors was, but
yeah. The way I was looking at it was like you were still, even in your normal shooting, you were still doing so much damage, and that was with buffs.
yeah,
And obviously, if I went second, I wouldn't have anything.
no, yeah.
So, but yeah, yeah. So, I think that'll be it for the wrap up. So, yeah, I mean, I think I'll probably do a tournament report on this as well with the list that me and my partner are taking. But I hope you enjoyed this battle report, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Right.